What I missed?
Petra CP? Usagi Cola? Sleepy Nook? What are you guys doing here?
No one has called me that name in years.
We're here to help. Isn't that right? Painter CP from YouTube.
I just missed that whole opening bit because my computer's not working. It stopped working.
Oh no.
Oh,
What
God.
a great intro. My mic was broken for a second, so I had to fix it, and now see his computer blew up.
Playing
Oh,
Roblox.
God. You're playing Roblox right now? And I'm on my Apple AirPod celebrity interview mic. Hello?
Can you give us a Dwayne The Rock Johnson talking about what is it, Game Awards speech real quick?
Yeah, tell us about.
Yeah. What did he say? Like, what's up, gamer fans? The power hierarchy of the DC universe. Apple juice. He plugs his energy juice, right?
Yeah.
I'm at the gym right now. Keep on gaming. Jumanji. Yeah. There you go.
Jumanji. Well, why C fixes that? Hello
It's not gonna
everyone.
get fixed. It's not. This is gonna be the whole episode. I'm sorry.
Is it?
You know, the last stream we did, it's doing the exact same thing. Where my regular internet doesn't work, and there's no mobile connection for some reason. Yeah.
Oh no.
But we'll roll with the punches. Looking forward to that stream on Saturday. We're gonna do. By the way, looking forward to it.
This is great because I was thinking of doing a joke where I switch to a bad mic and be like, "Hey everyone, I'm the guest, so my mic is bad." But Seep stole that from me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Okay. Hello everyone. Is Seep's mic getting worse? Just worse and worse?
What? What do you mean? Right now?
Someone in chat said.
No. My mic is fine. Okay. This is how you talk to your friends. Your friends sound like this.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Ready to Start the Podcast, the number 14th podcast on twitch.tv. Ryan Ribbity, the host. Who else is here?
I'm
I got some,
Xander.
Oh, you go.
I'm Xander, or Space Xander, which is like Xander from space. Thanks for having me again. This is great. I always have fun.
Sorry. Doing some research. Sorry.
Who else is here?
Did I introduce myself already?
No, but do you want to?
I'm Painter Seep. That's my full name. Well, I don't know if I'm Painter here. Hello. I'm the beloved explorer. And I'm here, and my microphone is bad because nothing works. There's no technology that works. All of it is none of it's real. I live nowhere. I don't live anywhere.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
All right. Who else is here? Who's our last usual member?
It's me.
Who's a you?
Hello, my name is Rosaria, and I work in office.
Is that so?
No.
Rosa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I elaborate?
What?
Let me talk to my lawyer. No.
All right. Great intro, everyone. Great job, everyone. Another standout episode. Look, it's you're
We leave for a month, and this is what we come back with.
Seep's mic is broken. The Twitch bitrate continues to hate me no matter what I do. I don't know why. Anything I try ever breaks the bitrate. I don't know why. But welcome to the show. There's a lot of things to talk about tonight.
Yeah. And we're going to spend most of the show complaining about technical issues.
Yeah.
So I
I
hope everyone's excited.
everyone's hyped for the technical issues episode.
Yeah. Put that on your bingos. So what do we got? I can't even read what news we have because the internet on my computer is not working. I gotta like restart my computer.
Okay. Well, while you do
I'm on
that,
my telephone.
we should probably build up to the big thing that we should probably start with some of the smaller things to talk about.
Okay.
Geez, what even is the small? I'm looking at the list right now that
check
we
the
made.
list. Can we check the list? Hold on, can we get off the list? Oh, fish! I was supposed to call the court of San Diego today. My pamphlets. God, I completely forgot. Don't worry about it.
It's a great
I'm
episode.
not going to jail. I'm not going to jail, everyone.
Calling us from the San Diego court is Painter CP.
live from the San Diego courtroom, Painter CP.
I can't find. Okay. Let me just. You keep
This is
talking.
great. This is
I'm gonna
awesome.
review this legal material. Hold on. I forgot about it.
Friggin' the dancing lobsters.
I think I'm good. Is there like a time limit? It just says after 5. Oh, fish.
You need to go
Hey,
call.
we're good.
Okay.
No, I don't need to. I might need. I don't know. What's the smaller? What do we...
Well, I was waiting for you to like find yourself in life. I guess
it's not happening.
the smallest thing to start with this week is that another huge announcement for video games. Just another huge one. Huge Neutron himself was released for the game Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
He was officially released.
Yeah.
Hey, honey,
Yeah?
do you see the stream description?
Yeah, that says Roblox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We're playing Roblox?
This is Roblox. I thought that's what this was.
Let's
Are
talk
we in the
about,
Roblox?
let's talk
Okay.
about Huge Neutron for a second.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, he's huge, all right. Huge nose.
I want to start with this. That guy, the guy who voices Hugh Neutron, whose name is slipping me, Hugh Neutron, he could still do that voice like perfectly.
Oh yeah, I mean, I bet he's ecstatic to be doing it. You know.
Mark DiCarlo.
Mark DiCarlo himself, he can still do that voice perfectly, which is amazing to me because I don't know, when's the last Hugh Neutron, unlike Jimmy Neutron himself, was appearing like all those like spin-off games for a bit. If you play Nicktoons Glob of Doom, the hit video game, with amazing graphics and visuals, Jimmy's in that one. But like Hugh Neutron hasn't voiced him since the show, probably.
That was a really organic way to bring up Globs of Doom, by the way. I just knew you wanted to talk about it really bad.
You know me. Hey, I love Globs of Doom.
Yeah.
Ghost Dog! So Hugh Neutron has a lot of awesome moves. He could do the Chun-Li combo, that kick thing. He's got a Yoshi flutter jump. He's got a banana move.
Oh yeah, or he sits on the banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. Awesome.
Was there just like 5 seconds of silence?
Yeah, I was trying to think of something to say. My mind just froze.
I didn't know what was happening. I thought this guy... Oh my god.
Yeah, I gotta say also, I'm putting Jimmy on screen for reference real quick, because I think he's a good example for it to talk about. Jimmy Neutron characters, almost infamously now, they always fuck them up in like these 3D games, right?
Right.
I'm sure you can definitely see with the Twitch rate, bitch rate, continuing to love me. You could definitely see what I'm trying to put on screen right now. I'd love that this never gets fixed, no matter how many things I follow.
Let's talk about the Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jimmy Neutron.
The Jimmy Neutron characters always look bad in 3D, and I don't know why. Like in these games, my general theory is they already existed in 3D. The pressure is on to get them right.
Yeah,
Like
it's easier to tell when they do it wrong. Because
Yeah.
there's not really a wrong or right way to do SpongeBob in 3D.
I think so. I think he looks real bad in Globs of Doom too.
There's a wrong way, but there's not a right way.
Let's be completely fair here. I don't think anyone looks good in Globs of Doom. Everyone's looking a little fucking ugly in that one.
The only character that looks the same is Tack and all those characters. I think because that's already not a very appealing art style to begin with.
Nobody likes Tack.
I'm gonna make SpongeBob as big as possible real quick so you can look at it. Look how slimy he is, and like
He's
because he's Goose Fun.
With the drive a big sign of me, Jordan Goose Fun.
He looks like I said this on Twitter last night, but it looks like when like people put like models from like the like Big Battle for Bikini Bottom into Source Filmmaker and just kind of like directly port them, and there's no like work done. It's just like, here you go, here's SpongeBob for Source Filmmaker.
Yeah, I get it.
I feel like I don't have much to say about Hugh because it's been a bit to actually like I played it when the game came out. He's fun. The characters they added in that game are generally fun. I even like they haven't added a character that went this sucks with, but he was fun. I continue to feel really bad for that game because I think it got screwed over at every corner. So I always feel the need to be like, I guess a small bit of a hype man for the game. Like, come on, guys, come on. But yeah, I had fun playing Hugh for a bit.
Doesn't he have Wario's side B? That's like the only
motorcycle.
thing.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he's got the motorcycle.
And he goes, go!
Hey, Jimbo, look out for my awesome moves.
By the way, my mic is back.
Yeah,
Yay!
Seems
We
back from
did
the
it!
courtroom.
We did it!
Yeah, I'm not going to jail, everyone. I was proved not guilty.
Rosa, can you do me the honor of sending Seep to jail?
What? Sure, but only when we reach what we watch and saw.
Okay. Somebody, Cryptid asked you to put Dib on screen for this game. Dib's pupils don't animate. It's just for reference. He looks fine here, but you need to know he doesn't move his pupils whatsoever.
Jimmy Neutron on one of these games, the Nintendo Unite games, looks Catholic.
Which
Why do you say
one?
that?
I feel like
Why
Jimmy
didn't
inherently can't be Catholic, though. That's the problem.
He can't, but he looked like he was from like a Catholic show. Like he was like the atheist kid in like a Catholic 3D show.
Oh my god.
Oh,
He's
That's
the one who comes in and is like, well, how could your god do this? And then he like turns someone into a pig with science.
Rosa, I like how from your brain to your mouth, Jimmy Neutron, the thought of like Jimmy Neutron looks like he's from like a low budget like animated production made for Christian children just becomes Jimmy Neutron looks Catholic, and we just have to figure that out.
Yeah? What you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna fight you! Come over here! And then like
Oh my
the
God.
screen shifts. It becomes like a freaking Gumball Big Nate joke where like everything becomes 8-bit.
I'll become you both look like Mega Man sprites.
Yeah. There's like stolen music in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, anything left to say on Huge and Neutron?
I think it looks cool. I like how they kind of he's almost like representing himself, you know, not even representing Jimmy Neutron.
That's true. He's representing the Hugh franchise.
Yeah, if he got into Smash, it would be like everyone would complain that he's representing the HughWare franchise instead of the Jimmy Neutron Land series.
I like that his stage is based off like a fantasy spot from like the show.
Right. I was expecting them to do like some sort of location, like maybe the Neutron roof or something.
Yeah, it's It's based on like a fantasy scene he has, and I don't even remember which episode. I know the scene, I recognize the scene immediately, but I don't like remember what episode it's specifically from.
Right.
I like his song that goes, ducks and pies, ducks and pies.
Cock and balls.
Yeah, come on. It's not what they say. Come on.
Also,
Come
I
on!
found the image.
Oh my god, he does look Catholic.
He looks like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank are Catholic.
No, they're not.
That's like a scene. They go to church.
Ratchet and Clank
like,
do not go to church.
Ratchet, I'd really like it if you got baptized.
He does not say that. No.
What's so good about God anyway? I'll pass.
Oh, Ratchet, if only you'd understand what's waiting for you. If you don't give your soul to Jesus.
I like how it's Clank that's teaching Ratchet about like Catholicism, despite him being like a robot.
Robots can be Catholic.
Captain Cork,
It can be,
you're
but
here
they
at
should
church
have like
too?
human souls. It's in like the robot logic, robot Catholicism, in like Futurama.
Yeah. They gave him Catholic programming.
Why?
No, hold on.
Well, he did come from
We can't keep talking about Ratchet and Clank Catholic AU.
What is
What are you
Captain Cork
talking
doing?
about, you? This is like canon.
Where's the dubstep? He should be saying like, where's the nuclear family? When he watches like Steven Universe, and he doesn't like how he's being raised by 3 women.
Why are you imposing on Captain Cork right now?
Because he's Christian. He'd be that kind of Christian.
He would be.
Shoving straight to the idea that Captain Cork is Christian.
If we're constructing a world where Christianity exists in Ratchet and Clank, which is the bit we're doing, keep up, Ryan. Then I'm saying that that's the kind of Christian that Captain Cork would be.
See, Clank would be supportive of like LGBT stuff, but like in kind of like not in the church. Not in the church.
You guys can't keep talking about these beloved cartoon characters like this.
Is Ratchet did they ever address?
I don't think they
Ratchet is homophobic.
I mean, I'm just saying, I like he lost a lot of like good graces after that interview he did.
Oh.
In like 2014, it was a little too late too. Like if it was like 2002, maybe give us like 2014 is like too late for that. Like you don't put up with that. Honestly,
It's kind of messed up.
You know. Yeah. Anyway,
and that's why I never bought a PS5.
All right. I heard a list down to like narrow because there was a lot of news the past 2 weeks, so I narrowed it down a bit. Let me pull up the list of kind of the smaller things and look through it.
Why don't you de-narrow it? We have so many exciting things on that list. Like, let me see.
Do we want to talk about Jim Henson, Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is still happening, apparently, by the way. This has been in development for like 7 years, I think. It's happening still, and not only is it still happening, the Jim Henson Company is working on it now.
Mm-hmm. That actually is something that's like probably like the first really exciting thing I've heard about it in a while. Because I feel like if nothing else, like if they screw up the story, I think this movie could still have some really good like practical effects.
Let's get one thing out of the way. This is going to be a 6 out of 10 movie, like at most.
But, I mean, look at that faithful, loving recreation of the Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria. And then you point at the screen and you see, like, oh, there's the poster of, like, Freddy Party Time from, like, Sister Location or whatever.
Whoa, is that Bobo from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in the background? They care!
Yo, is that Balloon Boy?
Yo, is that Senior Stinky the Pig from Ultimate Custom Night?
Yo, if you invert the colors on the poster, you can see that it's actually Evil Freddy. It's
Yo,
Shadowwani, everybody.
If you zoom in on this frame, you can see a Christian cross on the wall to represent Scott Cawthon's faith.
I keep my beliefs on maybe the man who made these series to myself, but I also say I don't have any interest in paying money to see this movie. This is a Prime. I can't wait to watch this for free somewhere movie.
You don't want to go with like 18 of your friends all in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie theater at midnight? Oh, midnight! Ding, 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 ding. Oh, it's the night shift here at AMC theaters. Oh, they need a special promo for like when it's nighttime. And you see like
a 6 a.m. showing.
Yeah,
and then Freddy gets you.
Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, like they sneak up on Nicole Kidman in that big theater where she's talking about the silver screen, dazzling images, and then like she gets her frontal lobe bit off and she's bleeding and everyone cheers and it's like, now start the movie.
Then everyone claps.
Yes. Oh, that would be so. Dude, we need this. We need this. Oh my god. Oh, I can't wait
right now.
I'm just excited for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie with Jim Henson in a starring role. His first role in years. Where's he been?
Yeah,
sorry. That one really got me. The idea somebody like didn't know all this time.
And when they see his name, like the Jim Henson Company, they assume like, oh, Jim Henson was on this. I didn't know that was him. I couldn't even tell.
I can't wait for this rated PG horror movie.
Yeah.
Is it PG? Oh my god.
No, I don't know.
This is a movie. Is it PG-13 at most?
It'll probably be PG-13.
Yeah, no.
This will be like when in Venom, whenever he bites people's heads off, you don't see any blood.
No, here,
like in Morbius, when he sucks people's blood.
The thing about Five Nights at Freddy's is, it's, and I mean this the nicest way possible. I mean, no slander if you're still into the Freddy Fazbear universe. It is a horror game for babies. Like that's the nicest way I can put it. It is explicitly like it explicitly started the wave of horror games for babies, and like if you enjoy those, I hold no ill will. That's not, I don't hold any ill will if you like Bendy and the Ink Machine or Poppy Playtime. Like live your bliss.
Ryan literally
like if I was
Bluey.
like a YouTuber,
What do you mean I watch
if I'm
Bluey?
a YouTuber, then absolutely I'll hate you if you like these games, and like I'll pretend like these are the only horror games that are out, and not like look at Itch.io for like games.
What happened
or, like,
to the horror scene? Why is every horror game not scary and seemingly targeted at children?
I'm 19 years old. That was mean, sorry.
Oh, don't say that. What are some good horror games that have come out?
I mean, there's still Resident Evil games coming out, aren't there?
I guess so, but that's like big wig corporate.
There's
like,
probably plenty of like indie games too. Like,
there's a little guy.
Yeah, like check Itch.io, Steam. Like do what Nitro Red does to like find some good games.
yeah, just go on Nitro Red's channel.
Like Iron Lung. That was the horror game, right? That game was scary. That's a good grown-up scary game that little kids wouldn't understand.
You want a scary game? Luigi's Mansion 3 on Nintendo Switch.
Oh my!
And there's like that YouTube channel that's dedicated to like showing up like horror games.
No, yeah, horror games are fine. Like, there's still a lot of like interesting horror games. If you're looking at like only like the bare minimum, like you're only looking at like stuff like YouTube clickbait channels are making videos on, you're not gonna find. Like, I'm not much of a horror fan, so like I don't know like the ins and outs like in depth, but like I can assure you that like they're out there.
Yeah, they're coming out. What?
Yeah, just the things kids love lore.
Yeah, the kids like the lore. They don't like the horror. That's scary. When Freddy jump scares, they like look away.
They scream
scary.
and they pee their pants and they close their eyes and then run. They call their mommy and tell them to delete the game.
That's why they watch MatPat, because MatPat doesn't have jump scares, and he just goes, "Why was Freddy in maintenance? Kind of sus, don't you think?"
Yeah, okay.
I was trying to think like what places are from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. That's like the only one I've played.
There's
And he,
the chicken, the kitchen.
The kitchen. What about the back rooms? The biggest horror thing right
Ooh.
now.
The back rooms. I watched some of the back rooms videos. Aren't those made by like a 16-year-old?
Are
That's
they?
actually really
Yeah.
impressive. I think they are, but they're like CG. It's like photorealistic CGI kind of.
Look,
I mean,
like,
it's masked by like the analog horror aspect.
Like I said,
Filter.
like I hold no ill will to like children or like teens, like, you know, like expressing themselves through like these kind of means. It's fine. Like, I'll joke about it a bit, but it's fine. Like, I have problems with like the Poppy Playtime developers for being a bit of an asshole from what I've heard. But like, it's like just the general concept. Like, it's fine. Kids go have fun watching their PG Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
But I just like horror, so I think it's cool that horror is like now kid friendly. I guess I prefer it to like
it's got
you
a
know-
broader like entry into it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
because horror is more than just like gore and shit.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that.
I mean, like these are like
Oh god.
the current equivalent of like Goosebumps.
I guess so. Yeah, that's a way to put it.
Yeah,
Goosebumps, but awesome.
Goosebumps, but epic.
No,
But
yeah. I
kids toys based on Alien.
I think like it's fine for like there to be I think a lot of like people who aren't like stickler, how do I word this? Because I see this like other fan bases too where there's like the kid version of something and people will be like, this is stupid, it's for kids, and then like some older people like, no, you need to let these kids get their entry points, it's fine, calm down.
Wow, you're really nailing this one in.
No, yeah. Anyway, this movie be a 6 out of 10 with some good effects.
Yeah, screw this movie. I'm not
Yeah.
watching it. Screw the Jim Henson Company. Screw everything. Screw movies. Screw cinema.
Yeah, fuck movies. If you watch movies, get the hell out of here. Anyway, I want to talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie because I watched that.
I'm actually gonna say hold that one off a bit. I want to get through some of the
That's
smaller
cool.
things. That's like a whole movie.
That's a big thing. Okay, that's
yeah.
a big thing.
Don't spoil it for all the people who haven't.
I won't.
I guess another thing that's like kind of in its early phase, so we can't say much on it, but it's interesting to talk about it conceptually. Is they're making a Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah,
which is interesting to me because Kung Fu Panda was originally supposed to have 6 movies. I think that was the original goal at one point. But they kind of like dwindled in like ticket sales a bit at some point, so they decided 3 was going to be the last one. And that was kind of it for a bit. When 3 came out, it was like, okay, we're done for now. Because the movie kind of ended in a way where it could very easily just be the last one. Like, it's kind of like, oh, Poe finds his, like, family, and there's, like, everyone gets a bit more of a role in that one than usual. Well, not the Furious 5, but the characters so important all get a role in that movie. Master Oogway comes back. Like, it's, like, something that could have been a finale pretty easily. So it's interesting to me. I feel like over time that brand has just grown though, because Kung Fu Panda has like a lot. You'll be surprised how many Kung Fu Panda shows there are. There's like 3 or 4 now, I think.
Yeah, they just released one.
Yeah, they
keep making them.
They replaced the Shrek ride at Universal like with Kung Fu Panda. I know it's popular in China too, so like it's got like a huge like following over there. So this is Kung Fu Panda's like increased like brand for like DreamWorks, so I guess it makes sense they want to go back to it.
Right.
And there's a part of me that thinks like, well, do they need to make another one like story wise? Like maybe the 3 was enough. That was perfectly fine. But then I watched that Puss in Boots trailer, and I think about Kung Fu Panda looking like that, and I'm like, well.
Kino, please.
Waiter, sir. This meat is not done. Preposterous, sir. It is well done. And I showed them, and it's raw.
Yes.
Okay, I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, it's very. I am sort of like you, where I'm sort of wary because it does. I think it does track really well as a trilogy. I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't even think that there was ever plans to do more than the third one. So I am a little wary of when like a trilogy comes out and then people like it, and then like they do another one after that, because that doesn't always work out. But you know, I'm gonna reserve any like harsh judgment. until it comes out, because these movies can surprise you. Like the first Kung Fu Panda is like one of the most surprisingly good movies ever made.
Right, yeah.
Like, from DreamWorks, especially. So yeah, I mean, great looking movies, great characters.
DreamWorks has been putting out some good movies lately. I've always been kind of a Team DreamWorks person. Like I'm not any like particularly loyal to like any studio, right? Like I like anything from anywhere. Like I don't really care. But I've always kind of partially been like Team DreamWorks if I had to be like a team. Just I think they're kind of the underdogs, right? They're really easy to make fun of. Like, oh, the DreamWorks face. They make movies that are sell out Will Smith fish movies, right? But like,
right.
I feel like my thing with DreamWorks, like if I were to use like Pixar's comparison, when Pixar makes a bad movie, it's boring. Like The Good Dinosaur and Brave are like boring movies. But when DreamWorks makes a bad movie, at least it's insane. Like Shark Tale is the funniest movie ever made, probably, I think.
Right. They put Will Smith's face on a fish. They had Jack Black play like a gay shark.
I love that he's a gay shark, that they're going for like that angle.
Yeah. A gay mafia shark.
A B movie exists? I mean, just end that there.
Yeah.
Right.
Turbo, the movie about the snail, has that
Oh my
song in
God.
it. That snail's fast.
I haven't even watched Turbo, and that's just like hilarious. I don't know. It's just
Me and my friends used to quote, "Whoa, that snail is fast," all the time.
Can I do a survey? Does anyone know anything about Turbo other than the line where they say that snail is fast?
I have seen Turbo. I watched it. Yes. He goes fast. That's really it.
He has his brother character who like was like the more responsible one. There's a fake out villain. The grandma hits the bad guy and goes, "I'm an old lady. He did this, I think."
Was that the same year as Epic with the slug
No.
characters?
I don't think that was the same year as Epic.
Wasn't that around the same time though?
I think it was around the same time.
I'm trying to think of characters in Turbo, and I keep thinking of those slugs.
I do remember Das Bros Tacos.
I remember that Snoop Dogg is in it as a snail. That's like the one thing I remember is it came out at a time in my life when I would be like, "Whoa, Snoop Dogg's in this movie. Whoa!"
Can I just say, it's Snoop Dogg is so funny as like a celebrity, where he's like famous. He's basically famous because he smokes weed, and that's like, and like everybody's like fine with it. I just think that's really funny.
That's great.
He's in like kids movies, and like nobody really like.
Spyro!
I've never heard anyone get angry that Snoop Dogg was in a kids movie. I've never heard that. I'm sure there are people who do get mad, but I think society as a whole, he's just like the one person that I don't think people are really mad about. That he
Snoop Dogg is in Arthur and the Invisibles.
He did make music, but like, I'm just talking like in a contemporary sense. Like nobody really thinks of him as a musician anymore. I feel
he's been in like 3 Call of Duty games. I know that.
He has?
Yeah, he was an announcer in like Black Ops 2. You could like buy a DLC, and when you would kill someone, he would be like, "Hey, it's me, Snoop Dogg. Sending in smoke bombs. Wink."
Remember?
And he's playable.
He's playable now?
He's playable in the newest games, like Zombies mode, specifically.
Oh my god.
So he's in World War II fighting zombies.
Oh, he is.
That's what Call of Duty is now.
Do you remember when he was on Sanjay and Craig and he's like, "I'm so mad"?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember it? He's like, "I'm so mad."
I never watched. We didn't have Sanjay and Craig in Canada.
Not.
Because we don't have anything in Canada.
Come on.
Why not?
Yeah, there's Snoop Dogg in Call of Duty.
Wow.
Yeah.
More like Call of Doobie, am I right?
Yes, you are right. That's what he smokes, doobies. That's what the little weed cigarette is called. Not many people know this. It's kind of a kind of an inside thing, you know.
What do you know about? Xander, do you do weed? Xander?
No, I've never done weed in my life. That is a
Back on Kung Fu Panda instead of Snoop Dogg for a moment here. I'm curious what it's gonna be about, like thematically, right? Because a lot of these tend to like, all three of the movies tend to be about like a flaw of Poe he overcomes or like comes to accept about himself. Like there's kind of like a thematic tie through. Like the first one's about Shifu accepting he can't make Poe into something he's not, and the third one kind of wraps with Poe like himself kind of being like, you can't like make somebody into something they're not. You could make them into like the best version of what they are. Is kind of like the thematic tie through. So I'd be curious to know like what they're gonna do with like the fourth one, like theming wise, like because you can like make a story probably. You can make Poe go fight a new bad guy or something, but like thematically, like in terms of like themes, I wonder what it's gonna be about.
Yeah, someone's saying like the teacher arc. Maybe he'll be the Shifu and he'll be teaching like his nephew, his three little nephews. They already did a show. That was the Amazon show they did.
Yeah.
That's the exact premise of that show.
Yep. And
they
like
just
both dads
adapt
are going to be like married too.
Was that Russell? Oh, his
like,
dads? His the double dads?
They're
Yeah.
gonna be married. Okay. Yeah.
I actually don't think they're good. I've never actually been bothered by the Furious Five not speaking a ton. They're kind of more flavor characters than anything. Like, besides like Tigress, I don't really mind it.
Yeah.
Like, because Tigress is the one who like directly opposes Poe in terms of like personality, right? Like she's kind of the interesting one to focus on a bit more. Like the other ones are like they're fun to have around. Is kind of what matters more. But like they focus more on someone like Tigress or like Shifu because they work off like who Poe is as a character more. Like they change more because of him.
Right. Now that's what Legends of Awesomeness is for. If you want your Crane centric stories,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah, they're like a group character. They're a good collective. They like round out.
Asuka, kind of like Asuka saying of Minori. I gotta get one for your referencing. I gotta get one.
Good job.
Everybody gets one.
No, I'll be interested to see what they do. These movies always have amazing action fight scenes.
They always have bodacious action and awesome character moments.
Yeah,
douche.
Plus, I also think they just can't afford to like have Jackie Chan voice like a lot of lines for Monkey.
Hold on. True. He voiced his character in the movie Lego Ninjago, the movie.
Oh, did he?
And he goes green. That's the only line I remember from him.
Yeah. No, Kung Fu Panda. I there was a tweet going around. People be like surprised those movies have like good choreography, but like it's a movie made by like some of the top animators in the world. I don't know why people were so surprised about that. I feel like I guess it makes sense.
I think it's just the expectation of like
the movie. I guess
I think people forget that what it's actually like. Like you sort of remember like this Jack Black, and he's like voices a big panda. He's like doing kung fu. It's like actually awesome. He's actually a character.
One of my favorite things about that first movie, action-wise, actually, is how like a lot of the bigger scenes like are at the start. Like the escape scene is crazy. For example, like that's an insane like series of action. Like it's insanely like well choreographed. Like everything like flows together insanely well. That bridge scene is crazy too, right? Like it's like such an amazing use of like a set piece for an action scene, right? Because that's something I think it's like under talked about a lot in like action stuff, like is like the set piece, because it's pretty easy. Like not easy because you still gotta animate that shit. But, like you can make any fight happen like in a city or like a mountain zone. But I think it's really cool how like they took like a place like, oh, they're gonna find this bridge and you gotta use like their surroundings to like their advantage. I think stuff like that is really interesting. But like the final action scene of that movie is like a smaller, like more comedic one. I like that thematically. Like this guy is faced like the best of the best. Like he's so full of himself. He's like this evil villain, and then Poe just makes an absolute like fool of him.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's great. It's a great movie, great themes, great characters.
I really like Kung Fu Panda. All three of them.
All right,
Kung Fu Panda's really good.
Yeah.
And I really love how like they take advantage of the fact that like they're like animals and like
Hmm.
how they fight in that
yeah.
style like animals.
They have like the different fighting styles.
No, yeah,
Right.
all those characters like move differently from each other during fighting scenes. It's just really cool to like observe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's also funny is like you kind of don't think about that like Crane is like a Seth Rogen, like voiced by Seth Rogen.
No, that's Mantis.
Mantis is Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Mantis.
Yeah.
Looking at your
Just
weird
don't
dead
think about it.
eyes.
He's like a character that like would be voiced by Seth Rogen, but he is.
Yeah.
Aren't they all voiced by like relatively
Rogen?
notable? No, they're all voiced by like decent voice actors. Like people, they're all celebrities, aren't they? Like
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
who
as
plays?
I believe Lucy Liu does Viperous.
Yeah,
Tigress is Angelina Jolie.
The manager character from Alvin the Chipmunk, David.
Alvin.
Crane.
Of course. And then Seth
Master
Rogen
Shifu
is
was voiced by Adam Sandler.
making shit up. And then Jackie Chan does Monkey, and what's that man? But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it. It's gonna look great no matter what.
Yeah.
Going down the list, like full things that come out we'll probably talk about last. I guess the next like announcement is so despite everything, despite the fact this went missing for like 3 years, not only is Bee and Puppy Cat alive, they're seemingly redoing the entire first season.
Yep, they're redoing the pilot and they're adding like, and they're changing it up to first season to match. I'm not sure exactly why they say to match with like the current art style, but God, like I would understand because like the first season was out for free, so like you gotta justify that content.
I wouldn't
Like
be.
being on
Oh, go on.
service.
Sorry. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised they were changing a bit of season 1 to like fit the story a bit more, because I noticed like there's a scene in the trailer that's from like a later episode in the first season. I think it's the last one actually. There's like a character who wasn't there before, so I think they might be like redoing the story a bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I seen the second season, and absolutely they're really doing stuff to tie it to the second season.
Mm.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, I think. I've never
Yeah,
really seen something like that.
Yeah, it kind of explains why it took forever for them to like come back.
Right. I
also-
almost forgive them.
Yeah, it's also kind of insane to do that, especially now with the state of like how animation is doing in streaming service. It's like it's such an amazing second win for the series after all these years. But at the same time, it's also coming in at the worst time again, but for different reasons.
Because everything going on. We'll get there when we get there, but yeah, with everything going on with streaming right now. I mean, to go off that, like, Netflix didn't advertise it at all. It was just a tweet from someone that, like, blew up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
There's,
was
like, a
retweeted
fan-
by Natasha. It was shown on the app, but like nowhere else. Also, yes, the second season is also being released along with the redone first season.
Yeah, and the tweet that was for this trailer had like out of like 100,000 likes or something. So like this wasn't just some nothing like reveal. Like this was a thing people were actively like waiting for to like see again. Mm-hmm. So it's insane. They just said nothing about it because this is a thing people were waiting for.
Yeah.
Right. I think redoing the first season also works too because I mean that first one was like years ago now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think there's probably a lot of people who remember it, I think, but don't really remember like what happened. You know, they just remember the phenomenon of like it being there.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool that you get to see it again, but with sort of an upgraded version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get a third season. Who knows at this point? Who knows at this point?
Like,
If
I am
Netflix on.
so surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that this happened, and like also how quiet everything was kept. But it makes sense since, you know, that second season was leaked.
No, we hadn't seen it. Nobody like working on like this show had said anything about it at any point. I think like what was happening with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kept it tight. And we've been we've brought up the show like a lot of times on the podcast.
Yeah.
And there's basically been like 3 updates since we started the show.
The updates were usually just basically, yeah, it's happening still, we promise. But that was about it.
Here,
even
and
like
then
show
we finally get the trailer, and God,
they do that like kind of circle of like creators, I guess, usually does a pretty good job of hiding their stuff. I remember like when Distant Lands was coming out, they made like a whole fake show to cover up Distant Lands, right?
Yeah, they did.
Rumblejaw. That's...
Mm-hmm.
They're putting season 1 in the first 3 episodes. That's interesting. I'm curious to see how they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, season 1 was like, it's like a full season, right?
Yeah, well, kind of.
Just skip to the important parts.
There's still the full season for free on YouTube right now. So like, if you want to watch that first season, you could pretty easily watch it.
Though I would say, frankly, what was it? I think the first season was like, it was like consisted of like how many episodes? Not a lot of episodes.
It was just the first season was 10 episodes. It's 10-11 minutes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 10, 11 episodes, but like they're pretty much like one part of an episode and the other part of another episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like surprisingly a low amount of episodes for the first season, but like, they're kind of like actually like 12 episodes for the second.
Yeah. These episodes being free on YouTube makes it easier to recommend this than like Too Good and Birdie, which is, you need to watch season 1 on Netflix, and the other 2 seasons are on HBO Max.
Yeah.
For now.
But also on top of that, like a redone of the first season is being put onto like Netflix too. So like,
what's on Netflix?
Being public, with like the entire series.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll put like the episodes on Netflix too.
Oh, and apparently Cartoon Hangover did announce it.
They did? Okay, well that makes sense. It makes sense Cartoon Hangover announced it because they probably actually care about it on like Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all we have to say on that?
You got anything more to say, Rosa? Because this is your thing.
It's your favorite show.
I hope it gets to season 3. It somehow survives like whatever the hell is going on in the state of
yeah.
It gets to season 3.
I guess that's the big thing.
Also, really, I would say go and watch it because you'll be surprised at like, wow, who's voicing who in that season?
I think, not to be Adventure Time fan, watch their second show, but it is kind of similar, like in tone. Like it's kind of like got like that very like it's got a very specific voice to it. Is how I would put it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something I like about it.
Yeah, I say it's kind of like Lost in Your 20s. Because I think that's a surprising thing. Like, yeah, it is like adult animation, but it's kind of like I don't know. It still surprised me to see it be called like adult animation. Oh yeah, it is that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really put a huge emphasis on the fact that it's adult, but it is an adult cartoon.
Yeah, it appeals to adults.
How are you supposed to tell when the animation looks so good and clean? If it's an adult cartoon, they gotta look gross and like Family Guy.
You have to make it look stiff and ugly so that people know it's not for babies.
That is such. I mean, it's interesting because Being Puppy Cat really does kind of look like stuff that's usually aimed like a bit younger. And at this point, it's interesting that show is like technically an adult cartoon and it looks more like in line with like Adventure Time or Steven Universe would.
I guess again a lot of it's like I feel like it's the themes. Well, I can't even say it's a theme because like it's kind of just weird. There are like specific so that would like easily pass by an adult cartoon and not in like kids show, like especially in like season 2. So for sure, and like especially with like B, she's like kind of I guess that's your gross out humor. It's like with B because like she kind of is just gross.
I think Natasha Allegra would kill them if they made her make an ugly cartoon. Is the bigger thing.
Yeah, but like she would definitely still have the characters be gross and like unsanitary way. You'll see when you see the second season.
When she has to eat the cheese off of the middle school blacktop. I don't know why that's what I went with. Because he posted that freaking video of Doug Walker talking about Scott the Woz while watching Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's where my brain immediately went. He posted that clip.
B would certainly eat it off the floor.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Hopefully, the success of being Puppy Cat back Bravest Warriors. Is that just still going on, actually? I always forget.
No,
okay.
And like it's a year or two ago.
What happened with Bravest Warriors? Where did that
There's a whole Saberspark video on it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Basically, like it was being funded by YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then YouTube cut the funding, and they couldn't support it on YouTube because it's YouTube.
Right. So Bravest Warriors and Being Puppy Cat for that case. Bravest Warriors, Being Puppy Cat, Super Fuckers. I think there was a few other things. They were kind of a forefront for a movement to get like TV quality animation on YouTube. And it did not work out at all because animation is fucking expensive. And the way YouTube dishes out money is not good for animation at all.
And like no one knows how the algorithm works.
Yeah.
And that is intentional by design. So yeah.
So anyways, what do we all think of the Morty leaks?
Oh gee.
Do you want to talk about the multiverses stuff just real quick? There's not much we can talk about real quick.
Just real quick.
Well, actually, real quick. Rosa, is there any final words on Being Puppy Cat you want to do?
I liked it when it happened.
You're not Rosa. Get out of here, Xander. Get your little spaceship.
I hope there is more. I hope Being Puppy Cat has a merch line of like skateboards because I saw Natasha design for like a Being Puppy Cat skateboard, and I want one, and I want to get to skateboarding because of that.
I didn't see those. They're very cool.
I like when anything gets skateboards. That's like a cool piece of merch.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we could talk about the multiverses. There was a few things from multiverses. That kind of are aligned with our interests, so I think it does make sense to talk about them. For one, they like updated the banner for the game, like the one that like shows the characters, and we now know Black Adam from DC is coming to the game, and who gives a shit? I don't care about superheroes. That was mean. I'm sorry. He's a fine character, probably.
The Rock gives a shit.
I'm sorry. It was a joke.
My new show on Cartoon Network. It's called Black Adam Babies.
But the bigger thing, maybe the biggest announcement ever, Stripe and later confirmed Gizmo are coming to multiverses. This is it, everyone. This is the sweep moment.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, we knew it was coming, but to just see it in action, I gotta say, I'm pretty hyped. Well, we don't. Do they know? Has there been a moveset leak or anything
for Gizmo and Stripe? Yeah, there's been a few. Stripe uses a gun.
Yes,
okay. I know that. Gizmo uses a bow and arrow in his car, and we know
that.
Does he use this?
He's the Rambo. Yes, epic Gizmo Rambo.
Does he have? Is it his side special? He's on a car and he runs you over like Hugh Neutron.
Oh, I can
Mario.
help.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am.
What else?
I'm so glad Gremlins is already in this game. That was I've said this before. The three characters I would want in this game were already in, right? Like Velma, Garnet, and Jake. I'm like, and then like the next one would be like, oh, a Gremlins character, and here we are. The Gremlins sweep never stops, baby.
I hope we get a lot of Gremlin alts. I think you could have Mohawk from Gremlins 2.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have the sexy lady Gremlin.
Oh, they got
like
yeah, the female Gremlin. Yeah, with a gun.
Yeah, with a gun.
We should have. They could even have the Brain Gremlin, because he uses a gun in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, what if they had? I want to play as Daffy Gremlin, and I want to play as Lenny the Gremlin and George the Gremlin, and I want to play as the Gremlin with with the I can't think of any gremlins. The one of the puppets. Remember that? There was the gremlin with the bathtub.
I hope there's a ring out animation of the CEO character from the second one.
Jerma?
Germa.
President
All three of
Albertson.
you.
President Albertson.
Yeah, there's gotta be one where he's like going like the trash can escape pod.
Yeah. He should just be a fighter. They should add Daniel Clamp as a fighter to Multiverses. And his stage entrance is coming out of the elevator on the ground.
Okay. What if they did all I can think of is you can't play as Gizmo after midnight. If your system is like 1 a.m., you can't. You're not allowed to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like Garfield in the other one.
Nick All-Star.
Yeah, All-Star. There's so many now. Everything's a platform fighter.
Yeah.
Platform fighter.
So a few other things that happened with the game is Rick and Morty's lines were added to the game, like their voice lines, and they're all reused from the show.
Yeah.
They could have got me.
People aren't quite sure if it's just placeholders or if they're just not going to ever get Justin Roiland into like voice, because he's a busy guy, like now especially, I imagine.
Yeah,
Is
that
he-
being a hosting career.
Is he really
There it
too
is.
busy to come in and get a paycheck for going? "Oh, geez, Rick, it's Superman."
Honestly, they'd probably just bring him in to like riff for a couple hours, and they would just use whatever is usable.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised like they couldn't get him at all, to be frank. But
yeah.
You
If
know.
they don't, I feel like that at the very least there might be like some kind of update later or something.
yeah,
because I feel like that is
they've actually done that with a character already, or at least they're planning to. Bimo is a part of Finn's moveset right now, and he only says Bimo Chop, which is like reused from the show. But it was data mined recently. They added a lot of voice lines, like Bimo specific interactions with like other characters when you use them.
Oh wow.
In addition to the fact that Bimo and Lady Rainicorn are getting like announcer packs. So look, can I say this real fast? Is this how like people in Smash Bros who have like those series that get like a million things per games feel right now? With like Adventure Time and Multiverses, because there's 2 playable characters, there's a stage, there's 2 assist trophies. The only 2 assist trophies are from Adventure Time. Tons of the banners are like from Adventure Time. Multiple of the icons are from Adventure Time. And now the first 2 non-playable character announcer packs are from Adventure Time. Is this how it feels? Is this how it feels to be like biased in one of these games?
Is this how it feels to like Fire Emblem? Yeah, I gotta say it feels pretty good as a modern Kirby fan to have a fighting game that is appealing specifically to me.
Yeah, I think the other things of note is Beetlejuice and the Wicked Witch of the West had their voice lines data mined too, which means they're probably soon. Wicked Witch of the West is such a funny fucking pull for this game, I think.
Yeah,
They keep pulling out Wizard of Oz for these like crossover things.
it's so funny because it's technically like a super recognizable like brand, I guess, if you want to call it that. But it is very just like I saw really funny like Twitter comments about like someone was complaining like, oh, the Wicked Witch. Well, who wants this smelly old lady in a video game? Like, I bet Gruntilda is way more popular. I saw legit someone say that. It was just really funny to me.
I love... Oh, go on.
Put Gruntilda in. Sure, why not? Put them both in. Echo Fighters.
I think I love the concept of like the blueprint for a cartoon witch character like being in a fighting game.
Are you saying that she could have alts that are just other generic witch characters?
Yeah.
She should. The Gruntilda. I can't think of any more generic.
The one from Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Just have her
yeah.
over the Wicked Witch.
Witch Hazel. Yeah, bring her back. You got Bugs Bunny.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for the Foghorn Leghorn announcer pack, and he's gonna be like,
God.
and when like you click on Bugs Bunny, he's gonna be all like,
Venus.
I say, why did you pick that rabbit? That is to say, that screwy, wacky, crazy rabbit. Now listen here, kid. You should be picking the most ferocious, the strongest, the most powerful fighter on the roster. And you ain't getting nowhere. That is to say, you will not be winning if you pick that rabbit.
I say, you need a counter pick, boy. You need to find a better character to match this boy's playstyle.
No, that's a low tier, son. I said low tier.
I've watched so much Foghorn Leghorn the past few months. Like, he's in my mind all the time now.
We need to use characters more for just stupid things. Like, just as a society, why are we not, like, using the Muppets to, like, just talk about random things? You know,
why isn't anyone using the Muppets at all? They're just gone.
They're gone.
I think Disney
They're
forgot they
never
owned
coming
them.
back. They're waiting for all the puppeteers to starve to death.
I'm so excited for Scooby to be out of the game. He goes, "Wow, look at the gladium." Oh, and then when Scooby meets Rain Dog, he's like, "Ready, right there. I was a wrecking chonker puppy, but check out this one."
Yeah.
Scooby.
Who else would Scooby? I bet Velma would have some things to say to Scooby.
She does already. There's like a little voice line. She goes, "Seriously, Scoob?"
Oh, is she like weirdly hostile to Scoob too?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that the dynamic they've landed with? Velma just hates her friends.
And then Shaggy's like, "Come on, Scoob."
Is she like embarrassed of them? Like, to be seen with them in front of like Harley Quinn and stuff?
She's like, "Come on, guys, just babes here."
Oh, dude, come on.
Can't make me look bad.
You're scares
You
me,
make
man.
him-
My penis friends.
You make me look bad in front of Harley Quinn. I'm totally gonna score with her.
I love the concept of Mordecai Rigby getting in and Mordecai just constantly be like, "Dude, come on, Wonder Woman's here, man."
Yeah, you dropped your lasso.
Harley!
Harley!
I hope Mordecai dies.
No, you don't. Don't
Yes,
say
I
that.
do.
It might come true. No.
Good.
You're gonna, if you say that, they're gonna the freaking CEO of Discovery is gonna sniff him down and find where he's been hiding in the depths of HBO Max.
Oh
Just
shit!
Mordecai,
Dude,
not Rigby.
Dude, I'm putting the puzzle pieces together. The
Yeah?
glitch void from Pibby is
Oh
the
my God.
Yo!
is the CEO of Warner and Discovery.
That's
Oh
it.
my
It's all been a
God.
huge marketing stunt.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Collecting their intellectual properties one by one with the skew towards children and family content and animation. Oh, how did we not see it before? This is, oh my gosh, that's what's gonna happen in Pibby. She's gonna jump into the void, and it's gonna be like Discovery Plus in there.
Minus
Don't mind us
two?
do that.
Come
No,
on,
fuck
that
you,
was
that's
good.
good.
That was
was
good.
good.
The
Back
chat
it
just
up, everyone.
I love the idea of Pibby jumping in the void and she just sees the real life like CEO in there.
like the Gumball finale.
Yeah. Who will save us, Hamster and Gretel? Speaking of Hamster and Gretel,
Yes.
Is it
guys.
time?
Yeah, we'll talk about this in the TMNT, guys. Rosa, did you even watch Hamster and Gretel, by the way?
No.
Of course you did.
Well, I did. I came prepared.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
The first technically 4 episodes of Hamster and Gretel are out. I've watched all of them. I think Xander only watched like the one on YouTube, right?
Yeah, because it's not on Canadian
Yeah.
Disney Plus for some reason.
See, did you watch all 4 that are out, or did you just watch like the one?
I watched 3 of them.
Okay.
I haven't seen all of them, but I have a good. I think I've watched enough to get a decent idea of like just this first little nugget. that
So-
he likes.
I think the first episode is not a good start to the show. I'm gonna say some more. Hold on.
Mhm.
Oh, they got the pitchforks ready, dear.
Yeah, hold the pitchforks.
I think the first episode, like the first, like I guess technically 2, don't do a good job like getting you into the show. I think it's a bit too fast. How do I explain it? I think that like first scene is not a good intro scene. Like the scene where they're like in the car on the highway and like the aliens come.
Right.
Because you don't really see an important part of like a show like this is kind of knowing what their dynamic was before she got her powers, and you don't really get that. It kind of just throws you right into it.
Right. And you know, some shows can sort of do that, where you just sort of start in this world and you sort of figure things out from their interactions.
Yeah.
But it does like a weird halfway thing where it like sort of it's like it starts halfway into an origin story,
Mhm.
right? Instead of just like dropping you in the middle of like they've already had their origin, it shows you how they get their powers, but like that's literally where it starts. Like the first minute of the episode is Hamster and Gretel getting their powers.
Right.
It's like really weird. Yeah.
And the entire like 22 minutes like is just I think a bit too fast paced. They're at the same speed like the entire time. Like it doesn't like slow down. There's like no like if like this show was like a graph, it would just be like a straight line the entire time. Like it stays at kind of the same level. And you can kind of tell that really a ton with like Gretel and her friend talk. Like they stay at like the same level the entire time. It's a bit weird. I also think in the first like 22 minutes they don't use Hamster a ton. Like he doesn't need like a deep character, but like the point of a character like him is like visual gags, right? And they don't do a ton like visual gag wise with him in those first like 22.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of like the point. I've only seen the first episode, but I thought that was like to kind of hammer home that the brother didn't get powers, but like this stupid hamster that doesn't do anything does.
That's possible, but they do give him way more like visual gags in like the third and fourth like 11 minutes.
Okay.
And that second episode is weird too, because it's just 7 minutes of setup for later ideas. Basically, like, oh, Gretel's not listening.
Right. It's not like a full half hour.
Mm.
It's like 2 segments, but they're sort of lopsided, which I've never really seen done for a first episode. I'm sure it's been done. Well, no, they did that with SpongeBob, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, I think the problem was just the second segment was just really weirdly paced.
I like the song though in the first episode. I thought it was like a fun and clever song.
I will say, I think, because this is like the other Dan and Swampy shows, Milo Murphy and Phineas and Ferb. This is like a song per episode kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so far, I actually like the music. I think that's something Milo Murphy kind of like.
Milo Murphy has
really
like 3 good songs.
As it could. Milo Murphy had a lot of the songs in Milo Murphy were the type of Phineas and Ferb songs where, like in the storyboard, they just probably wrote like put a song here.
Yeah.
Like, during this montage of stuff happening.
A
lot of it was like that.
The 2 songs I remember, like the concert one and the one where like they sing while cooking, those are more like integrated into the story songs, right?
Right, and the characters are singing it too, which I think adds a lot. There's more of those. Which Milo Murphy, sadly, they got Weird Al to voice the main character, and he probably does like 5 songs in the whole show.
His like few songs he does are like good songs too, so I wish he got to sing more.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. It was probably like a licensing thing.
Yeah.
Weird Al's he's like a record label artist.
I like the character Fred. They didn't advertise that character at all like before the show came out, which is funny because she's kind of like part of the dynamic.
Yeah, I liked Fred. I thought that was fun.
I hope she's the show's last second LGBT rep. I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
Her name is Fred. You could take that anywhere.
I think a big point of contention with the show has definitely been the animation. It's definitely worse than the previous 2. Like I'll just say that like up front. Like it's not bad. Like it's not like disastrous or anything, but it's definitely lower quality than I think the previous 2. And I think the big thing I noticed that makes it look a bit weird is Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy kind of like a pencil texture to like their line art, right? Like it's a bit like looks like a kind of a pencil-y look. But Hamster and Gretel has a very digital look to its outlines.
Yeah, I think that might just be like Phineas and Murphy were probably like literally like drawn on ink because a lot of
Yeah.
cartoons still do that. So I think they just didn't. They might be a little less experienced, like Dan Povenmire. I don't know how experienced he is with like digital
Hmm.
art, as we've seen from the promo art for Hamster and Gretel. Might not be his forte. So it does have it does have moments where it looks kind of like cheap and like even puppety a little.
Yeah, I
Um,
think Gretel's eyes have been a big point in contention, and they're a bit of a problem. She does make like that face a lot.
There's one part where like her eyes, she looks across, like her pupils move across her eyes,
Mm.
and it's very clearly like a click and drag sort of thing. Like they just kind of like digitally just like move. It's weird, just weird little things like that. It's weird little inconsistencies. Yeah, it doesn't look like awful though.
No,
Like you said.
I think people sometimes exaggerate how bad a cartoon looks, and I've been around the block, so I know what like something that's bad, like what it looks like. This is fine. This is like completely fine. It's not as good as like the previous two, but it's fine.
Yeah, there might even be a thing where like as the show moves on in production, like they get more hang of like the methods they're using or whatever.
Mhm.
I could see that happening. Hopefully, I don't know.
I
But yeah,
think the most surprising thing about this show is I don't think they advertise Kevin very well as a character. Silly as that sounds, a lot of promotional stuff kind of made him look like he's like, oh, I hate my annoying little sister. She's so annoying. I have to drive her around. When the show itself is a little bit more like, my sister's a baby. She's gonna hurt herself. I need to make sure she doesn't.
uh,
I do like
Yeah,
that dynamic.
Mhm.
I haven't seen that before.
yeah. I think that's kind of a strength. I think of just this like creative team that does these shows. I think they're good at like characters and like family dynamics. Like,
Yeah.
I actually really
Yeah.
like the show's like family. They have like
Badger
they're
from
like
Breaking
mama's-
Bad is the dad.
yes. And they're like a mixed family. So like the
Mhm.
mom's Venezuelan, and so that like comes into play in some parts. And just feels really earnest. I really like it. I like that aspect of it. It has a good heart to it, which I think is good.
That's not even
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb had. Like, cause it was always been clear, like, you know, Candace's like need to bust that was left that she hates her brothers, and more that she's like kind of a teenager who like is a bit high strung, and she wants to prove that like it's happening. She like because the show does like a very good job making it clear like she still loves her brothers and like they love her very much too. This team is like very good like writing families. I would agree. And Perry the Platypus loves his
I also
homeowners. Sorry.
I also like how the dad of the show is very clearly modeled after Dan Povenmire.
Yeah, it's just him.
But he had the restraint to not voice the character this time. I
That's
think he
Badger from
realized that,
Breaking
like,
Bad.
That wasn't him. That I'm
no,
actually.
it's a voice that it's very clearly supposed to sound like him. But I think he just realized like I voice way too many characters in these
Yeah.
shows. I could voice the alien. And I could voice like a few side background characters, but I think voicing the dad would have been a step too far. Like next show he's gonna like the next show he does is gonna be about like a 12-year-old boy and he's gonna voice it. But no, yeah. I like the theme song, but I wish the theme song had like a special singer. I think that's the one thing it needs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because the other shows, like they have like Bowling for Soup and Weird Al doing the
Yeah.
theme songs of the previous shows. I think this show could have used that because the show's the theme song. I think it's better than you would realize just because it has the same. It has kind of like I don't want to call them generic, but like it has like the singers that do like miscellaneous songs.
The Miss
like
Phineas and Ferb song, the montage songs.
Yeah, which are like fine songs, but I think for a theme song, you want something a little more. I don't know, like a little more something that feels more stand out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of a shame, but I think it's a fine enough song otherwise.
Yeah, Hamster and Gretel is fine. I probably won't be tuning into it every week. I'm sorry, like after all the time we've hyped Hamster and Gretel up, I'm probably gonna watch these episodes and like not much else. But it's fine. It's a good like if I had like a 10-year-old child, like I would sit them in front of the show, no problem.
I would watch more. I was intrigued enough by the first episode that I would sit down and watch the rest if it was on Disney Plus. But it isn't, so I'm not gonna obtain it any other way. So I'm probably just not gonna watch it.
I think that's maybe a good way to put it. This isn't a show I would keep up with, but like when the season's over, I'll probably like maybe turn it on Disney Plus and just watch through it all when I'm working on stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm interested in it so far. It's pretty decent. I'll probably be watching more. I wonder how they'll handle like the serialized elements.
That's always been the hit and miss part of this team.
Yeah. Because in Milo Murphy, I think the first season was fine. It was a little shaky. I think Milo Murphy could have done a better job at like setting it up because I feel like it comes kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you don't think it's gonna have those elements, and then it just kind of happens just really suddenly with these like characters that don't seem related to the main characters at all.
And then by season 2, I feel like they were struggling to like keep the main cast a part of the story at all, right?
Yeah. But in this show, I feel like it's felt a little more like sensical. Like, they've done a few things where like oh, this episode ends with like a cliffhanger, with like villains that come back in a later episode or something.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very. I'm with it so far. I'm with it. It hasn't lost me. So I wonder what they're gonna do with it. I think also what's helping this show is that they're not trying to build up to a big crossover right away.
They particularly said they would wait till season 3 to do it this time.
You know what's gonna happen in like 6 years? We're gonna get the equivalent of the Bunsen is a Beast thing, but with all the swampy shows. It's gonna be like, hey Ferb, look, it's Hamster and Gretel. And Milo Murphy's Law.
That like 5-minute YouTube cartoon.
Yeah. They're gonna.
Why was that made?
Because because no one wanted Bunsen as a Beast, so the only way to sell it was to be like, look, here's Danny Phantom, here's Cosmo and Wanda, and Tough Puppy. It's
Tough Puppy.
It's continuing on the legacy of the Butch Hartman cartoons, so you have to watch it.
They all do the Fairly Odd Parents, knees bent, arms at side, like hands clenched pose in that short.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put those.
The anticipation pose.
That's what it is. Yeah, the anticipation pose is what it's called. That's what I was describing. The arms clenched, like elbows bent, knees bent, looking up, slightly worried.
Yeah. It's like described by like our good friend
Nintendo.
Which friend of Nintendo?
Yeah,
What?
Nintendo.
What are we doing mentioning Nintendo on a Reddit to Sarcast episode? What are we doing?
Because it's funny. That's how we got like Pac-Man.
I think we're gonna have the 4-way Dwampyverse crossover for when they finally get to do the bug show. I think that's
that's gonna be so awesome.
That is exactly it, though. That's what's gonna happen. There's like a catalog. Mom, Phineas and Ferb are making a crossover with all the other shows by these creators.
She's gonna say that exactly.
40-year-old Vincent Martella will be straining his chords.
God, he's up there now. How old is he? He's probably only a bit older than us, actually. I don't know what I'm saying.
Who?
He's like
Vincent.
29 or 30, I think.
Yeah, he's not that older than us. I don't know what I was trying to say. My mind's like, oh, he's like 50 now.
Yeah.
He's roommates with Shinjin from Victorious.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Wow. Okay.
All right. I think the last like thing before we get to like the game and then like the big news of the week is I don't want to spoil too much about this, so we'll probably talk about this in more broad strokes. But the Rise of the TMNT movie came out despite everything.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
here.
word.
I really liked it.
It's crazy. I'll just say that. I want to keep like spoilers to a bare minimum because it's still
Yeah.
pretty recent, and like I think a lot of people might be like, wait till they watch the whole show to watch this, which you don't have to because I have not watched the whole show yet. And
I haven't watched
know-
any of the show, and I was like, this kicks ass.
Yeah, you get their deal pretty damn fast. Like they do a good job introducing everyone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're the turtles. Yeah.
It is Rise of the TMNT turned up to 11 pretty much.
Right. And that show was already pretty like bonkers in its animation. Even though it doesn't have like so many frames. I counted all the frames. This isn't good animation.
How many frames? How many frames?
You see, the
3?
average episode of
what is like a what's a cartoon people praise for having frames? What's a show with a lot of
120.
frames? Duff Puppy.
Puppy.
Puppy objectively probably does not have that many frames. That show is
I guess so.
That show is incredibly pose to pose.
No shows have frames anymore. The only show I could think of is like Super Jail, but that's like the whole point.
Right.
So the movie has like cartoon movie shading the entire time, which is impressive for like a Netflix budget movie. I imagine they probably weren't given a ton for this movie too. So like the fact that it looks as good as it does is probably impressive.
It looks really good.
Amazing.
So what were you saying? Come here. Come here.
Yeah.
I've seen the
What are you saying,
movies like
something?
amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Quarter circle back,
Um,
quarter circle.
No, don't do that.
Do what?
Is it like so this is like the end of this Ninja Turtle thing.
It's
right?
not
Does
the
it function as a
finale technically because they could by all means make more, but it's basically the finale, yeah.
So it's like a Steven Universe future situation where you do the movie and wrap everything up and then go, actually, we're going to do like another season and a half.
Yeah,
just kind of because.
There's a slim chance, and I'm saying slim because I don't think it's going to get another season, sadly. But there's a slim chance there could be like another. Is it likely to come back? I don't know. I just feel like Nick doesn't like this show very much, sadly. Maybe it could come back like somewhere else. I don't know. I think its problem was maybe airing on Nick, to be frank.
Nick owns TMNT now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it could have been like on Netflix instead. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Netflix.
like just a different company making
wait.
the cartoon.
They could put it on Paramount Plus alongside Beavis
yes.
and
Oh my
God.
Butthead.
It's a mountain of entertainment.
No, I should talk about the movie a bit more. It's really good.
Yeah.
It focuses on it. It's interesting because it focuses. I get their names wrong all the time, by the way. I'm sorry in advance. Leonardo's
Colin Blue.
Leonardo's the blue one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
that's what
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
called.
he's kind of the main focus of the movie. It's like this is kind of his movie. But nobody in the movie feels like they don't have something. Like Raph is kind of like his main opposition in the movie. He's kind of the more responsible one right now, and he's like kind of trying to like put him in a bit good leader position. Donatello, he's the purple one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He's kind of he's got like, you know, he's all science stuff, and he learns to like, there's like a small little arc about him maybe showing his feelings a bit more. Like
He's gay?
Yeah, he's gay. That's his arc. And then Donatello's the orange one, right? Okay.
No, that's Michelangelo.
Michelangelo's
the orange one.
the orange. I said Donatello. I'm so good at their names. Michelangelo has a small arc about like learning about like his future powers he's gonna get and trying to unleash them. And yeah, so like all the turtles have kind of like a small arc. And I like that. It's nice they were able to get everyone like an arc of sorts.
I'm like a big Turtles guy. Like I don't keep up with everything, but I fucking couldn't get enough of that as a kid, and I really like what they did with Leonardo in this one because he's always kind of the boring leader.
Mhm.
Like I was thinking of the 2007 movie where like he's just kind of the leader because, and I like that they kind of swapped the dynamic around with him and Raph from the 2007 movie, which is my only frame of reference because it's the best one.
It's kind of a thing in the show is that the show is more about Leonardo becoming the leader instead of starting it as it, which is kind of an interesting take on it.
Yeah,
Because
that's way more.
Raph is the leader at the start of the show,
And I like that because usually Leonardo's the most boring one because his personality trait is being the leader who already like knows everything and makes the right decisions and and you got to have someone to like you got to have like Raphael like rebel against him. You got to have like the conflict is he's perfect at his job or he tries to be. So I really like seeing him have to become the leader, have to like I really like that. Like I want to watch the show now. I didn't want to before, but now I'm like, "Oh shit, they did something really interesting with Leonardo. That's awesome."
I think that's something the show, from what I've watched, is pretty generally good at. It's good at taking like the mythos of the TMNT, like the like a lot of the recurring ideas or like themes or like character traits, and doing something new, like kind of new with them, right? Like something that's like not because you know this franchise has been around for a long time now. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with like experimenting with it. I'm a pretty big like advocate for like if a franchise has been around for like 20 years. Just start doing what you want with it. Just start going crazy.
No, TMNT has been around forever, and I'm so glad that they kind of just do whatever they want. There's no real limits. The TMNT could be put in any context and it would work. There's no place that's wrong to put the turtles.
Yeah.
They're like yeah, put them in Albuquerque. That's great.
Rosie, you said to put them in Albuquerque.
Except maybe if they put it in Albuquerque.
Like the Weird Al song. Honestly, I think that's why Scooby-Doo has like hear me out on this. I think that's why like a lot of Hanna-Barbera stuff like Scooby-Doo has kind of persisted because Hanna-Barbera has a real just like do whatever the hell you want with our characters stance right now.
No, they've been doing whatever with Hanna-Barbera. Oh shit. They've been doing whatever with Hanna-Barbera for like 20 years, which is why no one's tired of it. That's why there's a Scooby-Doo movie every year.
Those psychos gave Shaggy a red shirt one time.
What's wrong with them?
Nothing's off the table. Nothing is off the table.
They gave him like a girlfriend.
Shaggy, this Mystery Inc. gang has had so many partners over the years. Like every movie has like a new partner for at least one of them, I think.
And the best one is hot dog water. Everyone loves hot dog water.
I mean,
you know what? How many?
Why did he name her that?
How many?
There was like a reason.
Fred had outside of Daphne.
Does he have any? It's usually someone else.
I feel like every time they do a romance with Fred, I feel like it's with Daphne. I feel like they never give him. I can think of times like Daphne has like had a crush on someone.
It's because Fred is like the token straight. He has to like have a crush on the pretty lady of the group.
I think it just kind of makes sense for Fred, I guess, to have a crush on Daphne, whereas someone like Velma and Shaggy are a lot more like I was gonna say expendable. They're not expendable. They're a lot more like
expendable.
Easy to like kind of do what you want with them.
Please.
Right. Same thing with like Scooby, because Scooby's had a lot of like love interests too throughout like the franchise.
I think Fred needs to get out more. I think that we should like.
We need.
We need like a We need like a high school drama with the Scooby-Doo characters.
Okay.
That's actually happening. That's the Velma show. Never mind.
Yeah, haven't they done that? Like,
We'll see if
like-
that comes out.
I know
Yeah,
someone on
well, we'll see.
YouTube, a group on YouTube, are doing like the Riverdale equivalent to like Scooby Doo.
Hmm. I feel like there's a lot of fan stuff like that. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo makes sense, something like that.
there's a lot of official stuff like that. I read the Scooby-Doo Apocalypse comic, and it's
Oh yeah, where Shaggy has the hipster beard.
yeah, where he looks like a hipster, and
Yeah.
like the apocalypse happens. It's like the monster apocalypse.
Yeah, Scooby talks. Scrappy is kind of just fucked up and like traveling everywhere, trying to kill all of them.
Basically, what we're saying is this is what you need to do with your franchises, your long decades old franchises.
I'm not even joking
to
about that. I earnestly think you just need to.
Yeah.
Mario
Yeah.
needs to like get fucked up so much now. I think.
Mario does need like something fucked up. We need Nintendo to do a Hanna-Barbera, which they kind of did with Captain Rainbow, but we need Captain Rainbow but good and not just in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
You know what
like
I'm imagining right now.
what?
I'm imagining like an epic low angle like music video, like fisheye lens, like zooming in on Mario, and he's doing like a cool pose, and he has like a piece of paper that says the Mario mandates, and he rips it in half, and then he like and he does double middle fingers to show that it's not your mama's Mario game. We need more of that.
And then like a Dugan from Paper Mario comes up and like kills a generic Toad.
I got it real quick.
Yeah.
I support a lot of like miscellaneous wacky like Mario species that are in like the old RPG games.
Yeah.
But I think Dugans are probably the most ugly creatures they've ever made, and I'm not at all sad that they don't use those anymore. Really, I'm sorry.
I hope they put Dugans
I
in
don't know
Mario
if I'm
Kart
alone in
Tour.
this. I imagine a Dugan in 3. Okay, like look at this design. Like, what is that?
It's like a-
supposed to be like it's like a friggin' Koopa Troopa with like a mole nose.
It's supposed to be
on there.
like dogs or something. Like all their dogs are all their names are dog puns, like Ralph and Ruff.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of
Wow.
like funny little guys. I think they're great.
This looks the most like a Mario like fan species character. You know?
Yeah, this is someone's like OC.
Are any Dugan OCs in chat?
Someone has to have a Dugan OC.
There's gotta be one Dugan OC.
I'm going to make one. I'm gonna make one after this. I want to
Rosa,
make the
did you
first.
say you had one?
Yeah. I found the veil. Mario should look like this.
Yes,
Super-
I love the.
I can't put this on screen, but I'm gonna link it in chat. This is a pretty famous Mario hoax, and I love it. It looks so fucked up. He should look like this.
What the heck?
Yeah, have you not seen this before?
This looks like that Zelda animation with the dancing Triforce.
Looks like we're in trouble, princess.
Oh my god. I don't know if I've ever seen this. Is this like
This was-
from like 2006?
This was in 2002.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
why
that's like when it was
it's-
made?
Yeah.
I thought that was just like the year they were pretending this was from.
No, this was supposed to be a Game Boy Advance game. Also, you were supposed to believe that this was running on Game Boy Advance, which I guess with the like resolution at the time, maybe you like run this at like 240p.
I love Bowser's chicken legs in this. This is
I-
insane.
This is the same guy that did like the Mario
Yeah.
Galaxy DS thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for him. I'm really glad that like one guy made like 500 weird Mario hoaxes.
And you
Yeah.
could you could never get away with it now because we have like all this stuff examined under like a microscope to know like what it's fake. But like this guy made like so many back in the day when he could do that.
I feel like
I mean,
Mario Galaxy DS could still happen today. I feel like if he made that, even with
Oh.
like analysis, people would be like, "Whoa, is this?" It would be like Grinch League shit.
Are you
Now
gonna say,
hold
Rosa?
on. Now hold on, Xander. There is an actual Mario Galaxy DS fan game.
There is.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I watched the DS video as a kid, and I was one of those people who was like, "Oh my god, this is real. I need to figure out how to do this." And then, like, it is kind of real now, and I think that's great. I'm a big fan.
But Rise of the TMNT movie, we kind of got off topic because I didn't want to spoil a ton of it. 'Cause this is a movie I think you should go in not knowing a ton. But I do stand by my point. I think these kind of franchises, like a lot of these older ones, could stand to like have kind of more fun experimentation, which results in really fun, unique movies and takes on these characters like this. And I'm probably gonna end up watching the whole show now because I actually think this movie's like not. It's funny because the movie takes place at the end of the series, but it's not a bad like, hey, sit down and watch this with me movie to show like to someone to get them into the series.
Yeah, that happened to me. I'm gonna watch it now because I like Ninja Turtles a lot.
Like the only spoiler you would get from like watching this, because they kind of keep a lot of the characters for like a bit more. They keep like Cassandra Jones is not in this movie, and like one of the other like major important characters isn't really in this movie. And they kind of intentionally left them out to like make this more accessible. So like the only spoiler you would really get out of this, like the 4 turtles in April don't die, which you could probably go in and figure they weren't gonna kill them.
I did really like the creature design. I know we're not doing spoiler, but they had like that. I don't know what counts as spoilers. This is near like the beginning of the movie.
Talking about the Krang.
Yeah, the Krang, but also
Krang
like
is in this. What? You spoiled it. Krang shows up in a Ninja Turtle. No, that's.
But there's like a little like train thing, and it makes like weird.
Oh, it rules.
That was great.
Yeah, it rules.
There's so many good creature designs. I really like the. And I like the tone. The tone was really like it was pretty like grim. I was like, if I was a kid, I would probably be freaked out by this, like genuinely, which I like.
Crap your little Xander.
I would have crapped my little Xander pants. I would have cried because they all cry. There's a lot of crying in this movie.
Yeah.
Go on, Rosa. You sound like you want to say something.
I was gonna say that's what New York was like.
That's
what New York is like.
No,
I did want to say,
go on.
I made this note and I was like, this will be a funny note for the podcast. Is when like the Krangs first show up, all I could think is they look like if Squidbillies was well animated, and now I want to see Krang in like a funny little hat because they look like Squidbillies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They got that. They have that shape.
I guess Krang has always kind of looked like that, to be fair.
But like the tall ones, I like that there were Krangs. I like Krang.
Meet the Krangs.
You put Krang in something, and I go, all right.
I really do like. I think it's funny that they were definitely using the fact they were on Netflix a bit to their advantage because it is a bit darker. I would say like they get a bit more like away with a bit more. There's a few blood moments in the movie.
Oh yeah.
It's not like something like you could. It's not like something that's like so mature a child could watch it, but it's like it's mature in the way like a child would watch it thinking it's really cool, which I think is good.
Yeah. Like
whoa, they put this in a movie for kids? What?
Better not tell my mom I'm watching this.
So before we get to Warner Bros. Discovery, which another like hour of the show, probably I have a lot to say. The Kirby game came out. A new Kirby game.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Kirby came out.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, Kirby's Dream Buffet is a $15 eShop multiplayer game, which is what they want you to think. It's actually an excuse to make 40 new covers for Kirby songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a brand new spin-off game. This is one of the. I think we sort of talked about this. We did a show after it was announced.
Mm-hmm.
I think. And we talked about how. This is an interesting spin-off. Like it's the first time they've done like a new spin-off in a while. Because I think lately they've been like moving a lot of the 3DS catalog to the Switch.
Right.
Before that eShop gets like terminated. So it was really cool seeing like a new spin-off game within the same year of a different spin-off of a mainline game, I'd say.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I really like it. I really like this little thing. I like the gameplay. I think it's neat. I like it. It's fun.
Can I say something mean not about this game but related to this game?
Okay.
Yes.
This $15 Kirby eShop game probably has the same amount of content in it than like most $60 Mario sports games do now.
Oh God, you're right.
It's like I would say almost for sure the content in this game is equivalent to what Strikers has to offer. Like, maybe that's mean, but like I've been kind of burnt a lot by multiplayer Nintendo offerings this generation. I think they tend to overprice a lot of their multiplayer offerings. And it's really hard to like Mario Party and Kart are like it. That's all I can pitch like my friends to like want to buy from them. Because like you can get so many multiplayer games like on Steam, like good ones for like $10 now. Like you can get like a Jackbox or like Left 4 Dead or something. Like there's so many options now for like so low price. It's hard to push your friends to buy Mario Strikers for $60. So I appreciate this is just a $15 game that's like being upfront about what it is. It's a fun little $15 game. It's got like good course variety in it. There's a good amount of like tracks you can unlock. There's a lot of fun outfits. It looks good. It looks really good for like what it is.
I mean, Hal knows how to make just delicious, beautiful looking games. I love all the textures. There's a lot of detailed maps. Like they're all based around food, but it's all like each course is like a specific like type of food, I guess. There's like a barbecue stage. There's one that's like breakfast.
It's burgers.
There's a burger level.
Yes, finally.
We got some burger fans in the call right now. I know that.
Yeah, we got some burger fans.
Yeah, that's me.
I will say, like, you know, not to be too mean to the Mario sports games, but it is kind of funny how the Adeline and Ribbon hat in this $15 Kirby game is probably worth more to more people than like Koopa Troopa getting added to Mario Strikers 6 months after release.
I don't want to get into like my hot takes about the ways I don't think those updates bring anyone back, and most of the sales just come like moms buying it for their kids at launch, and they're not like, oh, Koopa's in it now. I don't want to go there, but no, Hal's really good at like knowing what I think fans of the series like. There's like a hat for like nearly every like important character in the series. Like there's like an Adeline hat, there's like a Choo Choo hat. There's all the Mage Sisters, like a lot of all the fan favorites have like little hats in this, which is fun. There's remixes throughout the entire series, like block ball remixes in this. It's fun.
Shit.
It's fun. I have two main problems. And one's less the game's fault, to be frank. It's more Nintendo's fault. It's that you know how Nintendo's online is. You'll sometimes run into a match where like it just pauses and pauses and pauses. And you can't leave without being punished for it. I think that should be illegal on Switch games.
Should.
My other maybe problem is I think I wish the second round was like 10 seconds longer because it feels a bit too inconsequential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish that the like. I like the races. I feel like I need to still figure out how the game plays. Like I'm missing something. But like it's really neat.
There's an interesting strategy to it because you can rush to the finish, but a lot of like who wins at the end kind of comes down to like the last round and during the races, like if you got the stuff that would give you like the bonus strawberries, like you got to like make sure you're eating the fruit and getting the fives and breaking the walls.
Yeah, I do think there is a good balance of like, it's not like brainless. Like there's some amount of strategy to where like you should be kind of thinking about how you're doing it, but it's also not like super punishing or super difficult. Like I think there's probably a game like you could play with like your young relatives,
right?
Like, they could have a fun time and they could reasonably like win sometimes against you.
Yeah, I mean, there's times like I'll be in last the entire time and then get to the final round and I'll end up winning because I like ate the most cherries.
Right. I think the rounds are fast enough to where it's like, you know, if you lose, then you can win again pretty quickly.
Yeah, the Grand Prix are about 6 minutes long.
Right.
It's a good short burst of Kirby fun, and what more can you ask for?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
That's what Marco asks for.
What? Oh,
That's more I can ask for.
yeah.
No,
I like how it feels kind of reminiscent of like some of like the old spin-off Kirby games.
yeah.
Something about it, and it's very. It leans into a lot of like cute, funny stuff.
They make funny
I like all-
faces.
Yeah, you could like
I like all
make
the
them
funny
fun.
abilities.
I love
It's very-
that. I love that High Jump came back as like the bullet bill of this game.
Yeah, it's all neat fun. I also like how this game has like one of the largest composer credits for like
It's
any Kirby game.
huge, yeah.
Like we talked about the music, and like they take it seriously. It's pretty like pretty much everyone working at HAL that does music like has something in this game.
Everyone you saw
I think
during
it's
that
really
DDD medley is in this.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I don't know if you're interested in like fun little multiplayer games and you got a few bucks, then get some friends. I think it's a great game with friends.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I wanted to say, the colors you get in this game are named after the characters. So there's like a Rick Cream and like DDD like blue or something. And the one for Susie, I haven't unlocked it yet, but I know what it's called. The one for Susie is called Susie White.
White.
White. They're not kidding. Susie White.
White Girl Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to talk about the lore implications for one of the CPU things?
Oh yeah, that's a neat thing about this game. There's like a lot of like, for when you're in an online game, sometimes they'll like fill in extra players with computers. And
Yeah.
they each have like these preset names. I think there's a list of like 40 or something.
There's like 40 or 50, yeah.
And one of them seems to be like a vague implication of like I don't know how deep should I get into this?
It is if you've played Kirby Triple Deluxe and you've seen the character who's the final boss, Queen Sectonia, there is an implication of like what her name was before she got the Queen Sectonia role, which has never been revealed before.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
Crazy.
I just think that's really funny. I feel like I wonder if that was something that they didn't think of till recently, or like till after the game came out, and they're just like, shoot, we never like told anyone about this, so they just kind of slipped it in here. Or like maybe I don't know, maybe they're planning to do something with that character. It's like it's very out of the way. It's
like,
something that like I'm surprised anyone noticed it.
You would have to make one of your random CPU bots be that name.
Yeah. So yeah. It's just a funny little like hint. I don't know if it'll go anywhere else. I kind of like how Kirby lore can be like that sometimes. It's just kind of like, I don't know, just like random little things. Because like this isn't really anything we needed to know. I don't think it really adds a crazy new layer.
Right.
To like that character backstory.
I think that's how kind of Kirby lore's always worked. I don't think I love Kirby lore because it's super dark or deep. I think I like Kirby lore because I can tell the people making it are having a good time with it.
Yeah.
Right. It's fun to see them, like the ways they choose to reveal things, I guess. And yeah, I feel like if it was a thing, I feel like it wouldn't be as interesting if they just gave it to you straight up and just like told you everything. I like how you sort of feel like, I don't know, you're discovering strange secrets that you weren't able to find out.
There's just a lot going on with like every character's got shit going on.
Except DDD.
Yeah.
Well, he does. What more does he need to have going on? He's the king.
I love that King DDD. I love that he's like the second most important character of the franchise, and he has like no like insane lore or anything. He just keeps getting roped into everything.
He's just the king. He's just the king. What is he even king of? Like, do they even bring that up anymore? Is he like the king of Dreamland?
The idea kind of is he just declared himself king, and the Waddle Dees are like so passive they just kind of go along with it.
That's kind of what I figured, because they
Yeah.
used to be like, it's King Doo-Doo-Doo's castle, and he's the big, he was like Bowser.
Yeah, because
But now he's,
the idea is he just kind of sits around and asks for food, and the Waddle Dees are like really passive cob creatures, so they just kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
yeah.
He doesn't really pass any laws or anything.
He protects them to some extent now, which is kind of a new, like, more recent thing. He's kind of a protector.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, and that's why they let him be king.
Mhm.
He doesn't do anything, though. He's not,
He
I
throws,
don't think he
throws his Waddle Dee when they are in trouble in Forgotten Land to save them.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
He's so cute
Yeah.
in that game.
He
Also,
is.
I just want to say he's so cute.
I love Kirby characters.
I need
I
to
think
play.
that's really,
I need to play Forgotten Land is all, and I haven't
it's really good.
because it's like $80 Canadian.
Canada, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I bought the Dream Buffet, because I was like, well, this is budget Kirby. This fits in my budget of Kirby.
Uh-huh.
Hey, is everyone ready to talk about
Oh.
the current
boy.
state of animation?
I don't know if I can face the music.
Okay.
This is a particularly
Yeah.
heavy blow to us.
Mhm.
I guess we could. This has been ongoing since
Yeah, this is
pretty much between our last episode of this and
like a
now,
month.
Yeah, there's been just stuff coming out constantly.
Literally, like the hour before we started the show, more news was coming out about this. I'm going to give a brief rundown real quick because I think most people know what's going on, but I want to give like a rundown. So Warner Bros. And Discovery are merging. And one of the first things that kind of came out of this is Scoop Holiday Haunt. Laugh it all up. We were probably planning to one point,
Scoop.
but it's gotten more depressing
Ryan,
now. Yeah.
Gonna be wait, hold on. There's Scoob Holiday. Is that like that's in the Scoob universe? Scoob the movie
Yeah.
Yeah.
from 2020. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, we're finally getting the sequel to Scoob, the financially successful Scoob.
You might want to sit down for this one, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Steve, but
What's
that's some
happening?
bad news about Lineage.
So Scoop Holiday Haunt and Batgirl were both written off for tax exemption. What is it like? Sorry, I'm so done with words. Yeah, they're tax write-offs basically.
Tax crap.
Yeah.
Just tax crap.
So basically, it means they're going to get a lot of money for not releasing it ever. They can still release it, but they won't get any money if they release it. So like they're only incentive to release it for free, which a big studio will never do. So Batgirl is gone, and Scoop also, like, from what we can gather, was almost done. Like it was like 80-90% done. Like it was nearing completion, and they canceled it. And to our knowledge, the people who were working on it weren't told, and they found out via Twitter, with like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Which says a lot about what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was paid, but I mean, that's a huge part, like especially animation, is you work so long on something and there's so many people involved,
Mhm.
and to just not even have the gratitude of like letting other people see it that's just gut wrenching.
Right.
Yeah.
So the CEO, they're planning on merging Discovery and HBO, and it's so stupid. I can't. Some of the choices being made are like unfathomable. Like because HBO Max was kind of at the top of like streaming services. Like generally, people agreed in terms of what it had. It was like at the top. Like it was a lot better than Netflix currently was.
Oh god.
And they're making some insane choice. They released this PowerPoint, and I don't even remember like half the shit. There was like a flow chart that was like content screaming. It said woman.
It's just corporate jargon.
Yeah, it said woman hated scripted shows. Yeah. It pretty much said, yeah, animation is low priority for us, and which pretty much we know for sure now. the CEO is like doing there's a lot of stuff about like him actively making sure like people of color and like different sexualities and genders aren't getting a say in anything really. It is a streaming service for white men is kind of the board right now. They've undiversified the board pretty much. It's bad.
my God. It's really bad. I mean, HBO Max as a service, I thought it was pretty great. It had some great shows. I mean, you look at the Warner Brothers catalog, they own freaking, like, if you're a cartoon fan, they own Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera, the entire Cartoon Network. They have so many, like, premium HBO exclusive shows. Like, so many movies, so many classic movies, so many current contemporary movies. But I will give Discovery this. I think the one thing we were missing from HBO Max was more unscripted docu-reality program. So I'm really glad that we're merging.
I'm so glad we're
companies
killing all these shows off for 90 Day Fiance and Honey Boo Boo. And today, and just today, like hours before we were supposed to start, a list of shows, including shows I need to make a big mention of, that aren't available literally anywhere else, like they're only on HBO Max, are being removed. And it's not just like small shows like maybe like you didn't hear a ton of people talk about. There's like big shows on, like shows like I would see on my timeline like once a week. The list is long. It's very long. I'm gonna post it on a link to it in the Twitch chat. But some of the more notable ones are Mau Mau. Mau Mau is being removed from HBO Max, and the second season is
which had a season 2 that was announced,
and we have no idea what's happening to it now. The creator doesn't even know, it seems. Summer Camp Island is being removed. Summer Camp Island and Victor and Valentino are being removed. Both those shows the creator wasn't told, but those shows are finishing their run on Cartoon Network, which is good. But the creators just weren't told they were removed from HBO Max. OKKO.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
For the 40th time pre-death is being screwed over. They're removing from HBO Max. Ian Jones Cordy wasn't told this. He confirmed that. He also is actively encouraging us to pirate the show now. He's fucking done.
Good for him.
And
honestly, piracy is like, it's just kind of like
it's damn near required now. Did it come out in Summer Camp Island? Yeah, Cartoon Network came out and said Summer Camp Island and Victor and Valentino will finish on TV. They said that. That's all they kind of respond to about this with.
Okay, heads rise up.
Close Enough, which is a show that took 3 years to come out of limbo, is getting removed. And it's also a show that ended like last month. So if you haven't caught up yet, you have 3 days to do it. That show's available nowhere else. That's a fun fact for you. And last, and this is the insane one to me, because this was a show that when it was out and even after it was done airing was trending like once a week. This is like a big show. Like this was a selling point for the service at a point. Infinity Train is being removed. Books 3 and 4 were exclusive to HBO Max. They're on Vudu, to my knowledge. It's the only place you can get them. But they were big selling points for the streaming service at some point. Books 1 and 2 are on DVD, but not books 3 and 4. The creator wasn't told, and he is also now telling you to pirate the show.
Ryan, why do you care so much about creators of these programs? They don't own these shows. They don't own the entertainment. Okay? Why should they have any sort of say in what happens to it?
And it gets even better, because the main reason they're getting rid of these is if they get them off HBO Max, they don't have to pay the creators residuals anymore.
That's rancid.
It's awful.
Is there any, like, are they going to be, like, sold off to other, like, services?
We've been told nothing. We've been told nothing, pretty much.
Nothing at all.
At the very least, you could, like, sell off, like, Mighty Magiswords to, like, Poo Poo Goo Goo, the brand new streaming service.
OKKO is still on Hulu, but who knows if it'll stay on there for like any longer at this point. But In addition to all this, also, it doesn't end there. Cartoon Network has removed every single tweet they've made about Mau Mau, OKKO, and Infinity Train. You can go
and YouTube videos.
And YouTube videos. If you go on Cartoon Network's Twitter and search up OKKO, you'll find nothing. They've removed every tweet that's mentioned it ever. It's gone. It completely wiped. They removed the Infinity Train soundtrack off of every single music service except Spotify, which is probably an oversight. They'll probably remove it there too eventually. Every video about OKKO has been removed from YouTube, including the extended theme song. That's gone. They're wiping these shows from existence, pretty much.
This is, I don't want to say it's like worst case scenario, but this is like pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they first like announced it, like, oh, you know, due to the merger, we're gonna be shifting some things around. HBO Max isn't going anywhere. We're just gonna be shifting priorities. At the very least, you could expect that like exclusive programs that were made to be on that service would not get removed after they've been canceled already. But no, they're just taking stuff. It almost feels arbitrary as just the consumer, as just the viewer. It just seems so strange to just remove stuff en masse like this.
Right,
stuff that they own. It's not even stuff that like the license expired to this show or whatever. Like, it's stuff you own. Uncle Grandpa. No, you've no remove Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah, because Uncle Grandpa's on the list, by the way, of shows being removed. Just so you know, Uncle Grandpa was on there.
Yeah.
Hold on, I saw an Uncle Grandpa image. Let me see.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking. The one with the gun. Let me put that on screen right now. Uncle Grandpa's creator tweeted this just a few hours ago.
See that?
Let me get this on screen.
I didn't know that was from the guy. That's awesome.
It's from the guy. Yeah, the guy who made the show.
I have to say that is one thing that's kind of, I guess, kind of cathartic to see. Is just pretty much every like creative member of all these programs that are being like wiped off the face of the earth, just expressing their sheer just frustration.
Yeah, everyone, like anyone who's worked at any of these shows is like shit talking HBO Max hard right now. Ian Jones Cordy and Owen are like telling you to pirate their shows. Go on, Rosa. Sorry.
I was gonna say, isn't this like this? This isn't the first time he posted that image, isn't it?
No. Yeah, the creator has an exclusive deal to work with Warner Bros. For years. He can't go anywhere. I know the creator of Summer Camp Island is like torn into like Warner Bros. She's like pissed like about how they've been treating like this show. Nobody is happy about this. Everyone who's like worked under Warner Bros. Is like complete shit talking. This is the most I've seen like this like group or like this like animation sphere just like
unanimous. People
who like have to like kind of be on their best behaviors like under like contract, just like be so blunt about like this shit sucks.
Yeah, because there's no possible like positive way to spin it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just nothing that pleases anybody really. There's no perspective where like oh, maybe as like a viewer, like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, no, there's nothing to enjoy about this. There's no reason to just not just let loose and just tell it how it is. Because
nobody wins.
Yeah.
Nobody wins.
Everyone loses.
Nobody wins.
What the heck?
Did I just activate your Alexa?
Oh my god, I hate it.
What?
No.
You have an Alexa seat.
I think earnestly, and I mean it, like I know people say this all the time at streaming service. I'm sure HBO Max will live on, but I think we're gonna see a unsubscribing exodus like unseen before, like for streaming services, because like Netflix got shittier like slowly over time. Like it took a bit, like it took like the course of years.
It was the boiling a frog of a streaming service declining.
Yeah, HBO Max, like in a month, like in literally a month, like fell so hard. I know so many people who are planning on unsubscribing or have already. Like, people are like, I have this one show I'm watching. When it's over, I'm unsubscribing, pretty much.
It's ludicrous. I mean, if you like told me like 3 months ago that like by the way, by the end of the year, HBO Max will be like the laughing stock of streaming services, like I would have just been horrified, because I genuinely, I mean, I don't pledge allegiance to like corporations or whatever, but just as a service, I think compared to the competition, they're genuinely, I think, doing some of the best stuff out of anyone. It felt like the most worthwhile subscription I had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure this means a lot to you, Xander, as a Canadian. Because I don't think they have that
HBO
there.
Max
Yeah.
was not even alive long enough to come to Canada.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to be on this episode, because like I get to give my perspective as someone who doesn't even have HBO Max. We don't even have Hulu. They put a thing on Disney Plus to be Hulu. Disney Plus stars. No one knows about that.
Isn't HBO Max like? Isn't that on Netflix? Like,
I think
Canada?
so. We have a lot more stuff on Netflix. This is like the one place where Netflix is still pretty good and has most of the things.
Right. So yeah, I keep an eye on your Netflix, Xander, for all of us.
I will. But like it's like personal to me, because like, maybe not personal, but like I already can't really access any of these shows, and now it's like it's like weird to see like it's gonna be gone everywhere. The like thing that when streaming services started, everyone was like, what if they just take this all away one day? And
It's coming true.
now they are.
No, I need to stress this. This situation like was so bad. I literally yesterday bought a DVD player. Like, it was the final straw. Like, I'm gonna start buying DVDs. I can't. This shit can be removed, and it sucks because a lot of shows don't even get these releases. I doubt Tuca and Bernie will ever get one, so I had to help. I pirate those in time now, because who knows when they'll remove that from HBO Max? It probably wasn't making $1 million.
I'm not saying you should do this, but imagine there starts being a trend of like physical media of like shows that didn't get physical media appearing in like thrift shops or like hobby stores.
Oh,
I think that
again,
needs to happen.
Ian Jones Cordy basically told people to do that.
This is going to be like a bootleg like renaissance. We're going to be buying fake like burned DVDs of cartoons soon.
I think someone said this is gonna be like years ago when you're just giving. This is how they like distributed like animes no one knew about.
Yeah,
This is what I can remember on Close Enough posted. I think this is really funny. I feel like a lot of these DVDs are probably going to be made from the actual creators.
They're just like, yeah, I'm gonna slip this onto the bootleg scene and walk away.
Remember a month ago the entire animatic of the Popeye movie from Sony got leaked online?
We're gonna be seeing a lot of those. Like,
we're gonna be seeing a lot of anonymous users, just random drops of entire shows.
There's a point to be made, like all of this. If it is more effective as a company to just completely annihilate your shows for a streaming service, like it makes you more money to remove them. Maybe streaming as a concept has just failed. Like, I think there's maybe a discussion to be had that streaming as a concept has just failed. Like, if you have to straight up remove stuff, like just whole shows and like make them inaccessible permanently to make your money back, maybe streaming has just failed.
This was the first thing. I mean, not the first thing. There's a lot of stuff that shows like where streaming has been shaky, but this is like probably the biggest thing where it just shows me that like, yeah, it legitimately, like, all the problems with streaming are real and are just completely susceptible to occur at any moment with basically no warning. You get like a week's notice to watch like all these seasons of television that you thought you were paying for.
It needs to be stressed too. all these shows that were being like taken down were given like 5 days advance, like let you like, hey, if you want to watch Close Enough like on HBO Max, you have like 2 days left.
Yep. So, you know, get on it while you can. I mean, Jesus. I can't wait for the future when we have 10 we have 10 IPs and they're owned by 4 different companies, and that's all the entertainment that exists.
I
Can't wait for that.
I also want you all to know, as an additional thing, there is talk within places that Cartoon Network as a brand might not even exist in a year. There's talks it might just become Warner Bros. Animation. The Cartoon Network as a brand just might start not exist in a year, by the way.
I feel like that's a bit too crazy, but also...
It could happen at this
Not
point.
though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the fact that it's just becoming more and more plausible is just unfortunate, especially for like the amount of history that show had in animation, everything. It's kind of just
Well, it's particularly bad with Cartoon Network, right? If this was happening at Nickelodeon, it would still suck. But with Cartoon Network in particular, the backstory with Cartoon Network, it was a network made on the basis of wanting to make sure future generations could see cartoons. Like like, you know, I don't want to say like, oh, this is such a wholesome company moment, but it was made like on the basis of like they wanted to make sure kids could see Hanna-Barbera stuff. They wanted to make sure they could see Looney Tunes stuff, and then like I brought it out from there. Like, we need to make sure Hanna-Barbera can make new shows, like make new ideas and new shows. Cartoon Network is a network like made from the love of animation, and same with Boomerang, because Boomerang was made to preserve these shows to make sure future generations were seeing them still. And I think it sucks ass that like a network that was founded on the basis of like preserving animation, having a home for animation, and making animation is the thing that's getting tossed out immediately. Like, it is the lowest priority. There's also a point to be made that animation was carrying people through the pandemic, and this is a reward. So thanks.
Yeah,
Right.
all those people, all these cartoons were made. Like, people worked hard through like the worst of the pandemic, and now it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to see it.
There's like the one tentpole of like entertainment that just did not cease work at any point. So, some of the hardest working people in the industry, that's not even an exaggeration.
Yeah, it's not.
And
no.
routinely, not even with just this, just like consistently across freaking like history, they're probably like the worst treated workers. I mean, not that it's a competition.
No,
but,
yeah.
like, there's just like no respect. There's no respect like on like the cultural level. There's just
working animation means you're at the bottom of the pipeline. You have to work as hard, if not harder, than everyone else. And you get zero respect for it, and you're looked down upon. And this is your reward. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks more when, you know, when it means a pipeline is like expensive education is like, yeah, unbelievable.
You gotta like go to college. Anyone can be an actor. Like, not anyone, but you just audition. But to do like a cartoon, you gotta do like years of like college and have like a degree just to like get in the door.
Or at least someone to speak through in the outlet, or at least like experience.
You have to have like years of experience and like knowledge, and like you have to know what you're doing. You have to like study or like not saying you don't study your other crafts, but like it's all you have to have like a huge amount of skill to even get into like a foot in to like an absurd degree.
Yeah.
The bar of entry is super high, but then the like credit you get is nothing.
Exactly.
Well, yes. I guess at least this isn't happening to Viacom, so we can still get the Casa Grande's movie. That's a silver lining.
It'll be great when 90 Day Fiance gets its rep in multiverses, I guess.
I think we, you know, I don't know.
Awful.
No, this is like, you know, like, we don't talk about politics on here, so we don't talk about like IRL dire stuff. But in terms of like what we care about is like animation people, this is probably one of the most dire things we've had to talk about on this podcast.
it's not good. It's not fun. So yeah.
Anyway, look forward a month from now when they take Clarence off with a 5-day warning.
Yeah.
I need to watch that show.
If they delete Clarence, we're bringing back Spencer Rockwell.
I want him to shit Warner Bros. As much as he wants.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, it's sad.
It is what
That's
it
the
is.
problem. There's nothing we can do.
All we can do is like be annoying about it on Twitter and hope like somebody sees shit they're mad at us. That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
You know what? Creatives, just keep making stuff. I mean, that's one thing no company can take away from you. Your ability to be able to make things. Even if they won't show it to anyone, you can still have pride in that. Your skill, your talent, your craft. It's very gratifying.
So someone in chat is asking about this. Is Clarence on DVD? No. Post 2010s cartoons rarely get full releases. If you want an example, regular show has no full season release. That entire show's not on DVD. Adventure Time is one of the very few exceptions, like where the whole show is on DVD, and so is Gravity Falls. But like, there's not a single Owl House DVD. I believe there's not a single Amphibia DVD. There was like a scattered episodes Clarence DVD. There's like 6 random episodes. There's, I believe, no Craig of the Creek DVD.
Basically, at this day and age, what you're saying is you have to be like a cultural phenomenon in order to deserve a DVD.
Pretty much, yeah. But like, if you look at like kind of older cartoons, like My Life as a Teenage Robot is a full release, Invader Zim is a full release, Jimmy Neutron is a full release. Like a lot of the older stuff has full releases. It's just like post 2010s. It's like time goes on, they made less and less season DVDs, and it's impossible to find so many shows on DVD.
Oh. Yeah.
So yeah, pirate. Make your own
Yeah,
DVDs.
make your own DVDs.
Share them with your friends.
Make hundreds of thousands of them, and
make sure they go onto, thrift shops.
Yeah, just go take creators of cartoons that have them like your DVD like hard drives, burn them to a DVD, and then go to like various thrift shops around America. Just drop them in there.
Yeah, don't even like ask to put them up on sale. Just drop them there. Just let someone find them. Yeah.
I love streaming.
Yippee! Regular show tried to warn us. They did.
We are at least.
Yeah. They had a whole like arc about that. Oh well.
We are at least like fortunate that this is happening at a time when technology works like this. Like anyone can really preserve this. It's not like
Right.
we're in. At very least, we're not like have to like the one guy who knows how to like record a VHS.
Right.
Like we it's terrible, but at least we can do something, and hopefully these shows won't be like just lost forever.
No, the good news is I doubt anything being removed is going to be permanently lost. Everything here is probably on Kiss Cartoon right now.
HBO Max thinks
you just gotta know how to use ad block.
Warner Discovery thinks that we could just forget about Tig and Seek, but the real ones we will always remember. We'll always have it.
That really is the thing with like deleting tweets, though, is they clearly want this to just go away.
Yeah, they clearly want you to forget about this.
I don't think this is like a pretty freaking hard thing to forget.
What are they gonna do? Like, people are gonna forget about Infinity Train, that show that was trending once a week, like a year back. Like, people are just gonna forget about it if we remove it. Like, there's no way no one's gonna notice, right?
Like, no matter how much of everything is structured for like a shelf life, like people will still remember possibly about these things, and they'll react if you like try to take it away from them.
I joked that I hope Infinity Train gets sold off to Apple TV and they make new seasons on there. And we all have to get Apple TV in order to see it again.
Central Park's on there. Against all odds, Central Park's gonna get season 3 apparently, by the way.
Oh my god.
I saw that on Twitter the other day. I don't know how,
Okay.
because whenever I look up official uploads to that show, they have like 1,000 views, which is like not very good for a cartoon. But you know what? I guess Apple TV is the true supporters of animation. I'm
Yeah, they're
surprised.
gonna buy some masters.
I don't mean that in a negative way about Central Park, by the way. Like, I think it's a fine show. I'm shocked it's still going because I feel like it doesn't get talked about a lot, but maybe a lot of like casual audience are watching it.
I wonder if some streaming service is gonna like rise up and be the next like HBO Max again, because it started to feel like we're really gonna see like a bunch of fractured, like, because like if Warner Brothers is planning on like making like another streaming service completely separate with another like price tag on it for all these things that they're removing. I mean, that's like the best case scenario.
Hey,
And even that's kind of like stupid.
bonus update. They removed official Infinity Train DVD listings from Amazon. You can only buy from secondhand
What?
sellers now.
What? That's
Never
crazy.
It's
We never
actually,
made Infinity Train.
actually, I've never seen a studio more mad they had a popular show than Warner Bros. With Infinity Train.
This is evil. This
The kind of this happens where like a new president takes over or buyout happens, and they cancel some shows, they shift some things around, but it's never felt like so scorched earth like this, where they're just ensuring that nobody can access these like a legal fashion. You're just begging for piracy. I don't know. I don't know what they expect. I honestly don't know what they expect.
We're gonna see. So many children are about to learn what piracy is. I'm just gonna say that we're going to have a new generation of people learning what piracy is. Like, creators are actively encouraging it. Like, the only place to find these shows is gonna be like on Kiss Cartoon, so all the kids are gonna go there.
I hope you know these assholes.
Oh,
They fuck themselves so bad. I don't even know what the end goal here is. They're just gonna encourage piracy to an absurd. Because once they start going to like Kiss Cartoon to like watch Infinity Train, they're like, oh, Adventure Time's here too, and so is regular show. I don't even need HBO Max.
Now this is streaming.
I'm sorry. I love this tweet or Freddy Yuri said to us.
Like people who knew how to pirate, the only reason they would go to the streaming service is just to support the creators. But then now with these companies just fucking them over like that, like yeah, fuck that. Just watch it here.
I mean, literally, when Two Good Birdie's over, I'm subscribing to HBO Max. I don't think that show's getting a fourth season, so I'm supporting it while I can.
Yeah. At least the Aqua Teen movie's still happening.
I'm shocked that once I have low hopes for the Venture Bros one. That screams it's gonna get canceled. I'm sorry to say that screams thing they're gonna cancel.
If your favorite like Warner Brothers show / movie hasn't been mentioned in like the past like 4 months, just pray. I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I
bet we're gonna see some CN Real. This is just CN Real on crack right now.
Really
Real
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Rosa wanted me to share this image from the upcoming Drawing a Blank to lighten the mood a bit, which is coming soon. Here is an upcoming sneak peek of the next episode of Drawing a Blank. Observe it. Look at it for 10 wacky seconds.
You could just leave it on.
10 and no more.
I'll keep it on screen. I'm making it big for 10 seconds. Like, center of the screen for at least 10 seconds.
Okay.
Foghorn Leghorn's tits are gonna be lost to the merger.
Oh my god.
You're just gonna say that out loud, huh? Anyway, does anyone have any final words on the HBO? Oh my god, I like. I've been trying to like look at Twitter a bit less lately. Like I don't look at like my main Twitter timeline that much anymore. But these past like few days have been the most I've like been eagle-eyed, hawk-eyed, like observing what's going on because it's just insane.
Yeah.
This is like the worst it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hope money talks enough. Like I hope there's like enough of a backlash that these shows get to exist. Make a boomerang streaming service. That's really the problem. Is that there's not even like a good solution.
Well, there is a boomerang streaming service.
Boomerang in concept. Like
Okay,
just
okay.
here's all the things we couldn't air. Here's all the things that we don't make money on a streaming service.
I was gonna say something. I think there needs to be like a sacrifice, and not a fair one. I think they need to cancel Our Flag Means Death second season, as a sacrifice to make people so mad that it'll be like the biggest exodus of streaming subscribings ever. Like, I think as a sacrifice, like it needs to, they need to cancel that second season as a sacrifice just to make them lose like the max amount of subscribers. Like, they need to cancel that. What's the like the other big things in there? They need to cancel Harley Quinn. Yeah, they need to cancel that and Harley Quinn at the same exact time
You
and
lose the
lose
gays and the lesbians.
Yeah,
no,
all
no,
at the same time.
No. Here,
That like ended because this seem. I don't hear any talks of it continuing.
I know the real sacrifice that needs to be made because it will make the right people mad. Cancel Smiling Friends.
Yeah, they need to cancel Smiling Friend. They need to cancel all the things anyone's talk about. They need to cancel Fiona and Cake. They need to cancel Our Flag Means Death. They need to cancel just everything that's like remotely popular. Like, what's on HBO?
Looney Tunes, Bunny Builders.
They need to cancel Nathan Fielder's show. They need to cancel
Paw Patrol. Every parent in the country.
Nathan Fielder up. They need to string Nathan Fielder up on a post and light him on fire.
They need to cancel that show with John Cena as the DC guy. That needs to be canceled. There needs to be a cancellation of like popular things to an absurd degree, and like all that's just like 90 Day Fiance and HBO Max dies.
Multiverses should do an event where you can only play as like
what's left.
What? Yeah, the like one playable character. They add a new like Discovery character.
The roster will consume.
They add a single Mythbuster.
And 1 year from now, Multiverse's entire roster will be like Honey Boo Boo and like Game of Thrones lady, and that's it. Everything else has been removed.
Is there like a 90 Day Fiance like person, or is it just like different people?
Yeah, Chris McLean.
Okay, there is like a guy. I've never seen 90.
Chris McLean.
Yeah.
That's what?
Chris McLean.
No, is that not the right guy? I don't watch 90 Day Fiance.
Guy. That's the guy from Total Drama.
I was gonna say that.
That's Canadian.
That is Canadian. I watched that. I went to church to watch that.
Why? They had no. I was gonna say sex, but no. I guess I could say I don't know, sex appeal, whatever.
Sex appeal?
That's right. They might do a new Total Drama too.
No.
Wait.
Our greatest export.
Wait, did they own that?
They might not too. Warner? Actually, I don't know if they ordered it or not. That's true. So I don't know if it was. I don't know if it's a situation like when 4Kids ordered more Sonic X.
I would order more Sonic X.
They do that? Did they try to get more Sonic X to happen?
Yeah. So the third season of Sonic X was ordered by 4Kids specifically.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it takes place in like space or whatever.
Our friend Decrypted says that Cartoon Network ordered it to be an HBO Max exclusive.
Ay.
It's just the most distressing series of words to be hearing right now.
Yeah.
Was Clone High gonna be on HBO Max?
Oh, for Clone High!
No. Fish.
God! I can't say in full confidence anything's gonna come out still. Like honestly, like anything they were looking forward to, like have low expectations at this point. You might just hear about it getting canceled.
Yeah. It's not even that they're canceling everything. It's just that they could cancel anything. It feels like there's just no. It feels like there's no real reliable way to tell like what is deemed appropriate for HBO Max, or if they really are just slashing through every single just one by one. Like this is just this month's batch. of like 40 shows that are getting removed.
God.
I love streaming. I love streaming.
Animators, when they learn they're working on an HBO Max exclusive.
Unfortunate.
The guy who made the person who made the Fungies like made a tweet recently like, yeah, they didn't advertise our show at all. Fuck them.
That broke my heart. I hadn't even heard of the Fungies, and here's the guy who made it. Like, I guess you'll just never see it. And I was like, I want to watch it now. I feel bad. Everything's just everything. It's everything. That's
all right. This is the part of the movie where we have to call upon every single cartoon fan and every cartoon character from every TV series that has aired from the 60s and from the 70s and from the 80s.
They all joined together. Imagine how raw that would be. If like, oh, we got Bobby from Bobby's World and the Ninja Turtles from each iteration.
my
And we got He-Man, and we got Disney's Hercules, and the pig from Schlitz Web, and Lion King. Everyone's standing together, and then Piggy on the front, and they're all like, they're about to go to war against the corporate CEO.
Hey, Seep. Great plot of Toontown right now.
Is that Toontown's plot?
Yeah, all
kind
the
of.
cartoon characters fight the CEO robot.
I mean, that's how it goes, isn't it? That's what it's like to work at animation.
I guess so.
That's what it feels like.
Yep.
No, I don't even know what to say at this point. I think I've said like everything I've wanted to. It's just insane. That's it. That's like all there is to say at this point. All we can do is make a fuss about it. All we can do is let them know that they fucked up. We can unsubscribe from their streaming service. We can let them know why we did.
We can hold Adam Savage hostage in the basement.
I feel like this really is like this is the fall of streaming services, hopefully, because Netflix is going down. This is going to have some level of effect on HBO Max, and I hope that this is at least like people realize that this sucks.
But the thing is, like, something's gonna have to step in to like succeed it.
We're gonna just do cable again.
Like,
I would be down for cable. I would watch cable again.
You're kind of already on that.
But we're gonna fuck up. We're gonna have fucked up streaming services so bad they're gonna just have to go back to cable.
I mean, we're kind of already going back on that with the amount of streaming services that were coming out.
Yeah, I guess so, to be frank. Because the whole appeal of streaming at first was like you were paying less, like watch things on like 2 or 3 services. Now you like 8.
Imagine screwing up an entertainment medium so bad that people go back to cable in relief. Remember how eager people were to leave it?
We didn't know what we had.
We're just begging for it. I guess not. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't even... The thing is, it feels like it doesn't have to be like this. But it just is.
Oh, good news, Total Drum Island fans. It's not being canceled. They confirmed that it's definitely coming out, which, I mean, they say that it's the thing I don't even be able to cancel it a week before release. I hope not, but I don't even know at this point. Maybe they'll decide 3 weeks before it's supposed to come out. This would be better as a tax write-off. I don't know.
That's the problem, is any show could just be turned into money, and you don't even have to put it out or do anything with it. You can just be like, hey, we made a show, now give us money for it, and we don't have to gamble on viewers or making more. We can just have a thing. You can trade in a whole animated series for a tax write-off.
Ay.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna make the Uncle Grandpa bigger for a minute.
What?
I'm just making the Uncle Grandpa bigger for a minute.
Because that's how it feels.
And what a perfect, just emotional describer Like this one image. Just
I hope
wraps-
more.
Yeah.
I hope Ian Jones Cordy draws like the OKKO characters doing this. Like, I hope just this becomes like a trend. Draw your characters
Oh my
like
God.
this.
Kind of depressing, but
It proves a point, though. It gets the point across. It works. The
Lord
people
have
will
mercy.
listen.
All right, I think we should wrap up HBO Max discussion. I could talk about this for hours, like how like upset I am about this. But I don't want to drag it out.
Don't want this conversation to drag on.
Yeah.
Don't
I
want it to
guess
drag on.
I kind of talked about like what I already played and watched this week. Oh no. I already kind of talked about what I played and watched this week, which was Kirby. We can go through like what we did this week. I can briefly mention. I think. What did I say? I know I watched the movie Belle. It is a movie from the people from the I'm so good at words. Sorry, I'm coming down from like anger. It's from the guy in studio that made movies such as Summer Wars and With Children. It is another one of that studio's movies, and I wouldn't say it's among my top favorites of them, but they have a very high bar. I'm going to stress that right now. They have an incredibly high bar, but I thought it was very good. I think the ending maybe could have been it stronger and flowed together a bit more. I think there's like 5 endings in this movie. I think they could have maybe found a way to get them to flow a bit better. But like it's got some really amazing singing and animation. There's a huge sense of like these guys always make their movies look beautiful. I think the like expression work is always really, really good. Like their characters express like amazingly. It takes a turn you wouldn't expect it to. It uses like the Beauty and the Beast story as like a base, and takes it in a direction that like you wouldn't expect like something building off Beauty and the Beast would. It's a bit shocking to be frank, like what it like accommodates in. I'll just say that.
Subversive.
They had to like put a warning for the movie during certain releases about like what it actually was about. It's like shocking a bit, like what it actually ends up being about. But it's a good movie. I liked it. It's got really pretty singing. It's got a lot of fun. If you like the little freaks like in the background of Summer Wars, like when they go into the internet world, there's like a lot of those in this movie. They're fun to look at. Yeah. What about you guys? Did you watch or play anything this week?
yes, but it's gonna be a bit of a speed run for some of it.
Okay.
But let's see, it was about 3 things. Let's see. So one Saul Goodman, one feature. I'm trying to remember what was the third thing. I forgot. Oh yes, now I remember. Okay, so let me do an order of things to watch. So it's been like 2 weeks since this episode happened, but there was a pre-care episode about Black Pepper, and I gotta say, yeah, that is certainly a problem with that character. They really act like that character did something.
You should probably explain the context of this character a bit more.
All right, so in this season, they kind of introduced like a boy cure, kind of. Not really at the same time. It's just like Black Pepper. It's like a character named Takumi who's like, who's like the childhood friend of like our main precure Yui. But other than that, it seems like it's been a constant joke that like he kind of. It seems like it's hard to tell if it was intentional or not. But it seems like he's the joke. He's like a joke character. Where like, yeah, he's there, and then he pops in. It's like I'm here to help. And like, oh, they got it handled, and then he just disappeared. It's kind of like they weren't like into him or something, use him in or anything. Because like I don't know, they're like a team of 4 cures and like Rosemary. So like it hard to say like what they really wanted to do other than like I don't know potential romance interest for Yui. But it seems like both of their characters suffer because of that. And it's so hilarious that like the episode because he felt like he was a burden to these girls when he like you do nothing, you messed up once.
Rikier has a not great history with trying to write boy characters. I'll just say that.
The last good based on like my experience. the boy characters, the only good boy character I know is like Kenta, who's only
peaked.
just like a supporting character, but like you know, he was really funny. I like that kid. All right. Well, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It's
Mhm.
like, yeah.
All right.
Wheels?
Now, another thing I saw was the finale of Better Call Saul.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
give your
gonna.
opinions in the broadest terms here, because
Oh,
I'm like a
absolutely, of
year
course.
away from
I'm
getting
not
that.
spoil like anything, but it is such a journey to see like how this lovable character from Breaking Bad kind of turned the way he is. It's very heart wrenching and hard to. Well, I wouldn't say hard to watch. It's actually just a fun ride because again, he's like the funner aspect in like the Breaking Bad series. And like it's kind of like, wow, what's going on with this clown in this fancy? Like, God, yeah.
I'm excited to watch that show. I'm very
Oh,
slowly
you're
going through
going
Breaking.
to love it.
I literally only met Saul on my Breaking Bad watch like this week.
Yeah, you're gonna be amazed like what's going on with his life. What went on in his life? Because like, damn, it's kind of like yeah, and damn, and like he deserves it, and like same thing. Oh, damn, it's such a damn that happened, huh? Kind of show. It's such a ride. And I'm glad I was able
Personally, I'm
to,
still
like,
trying to
make
get
the
through.
time with everyone to see it to the end.
I,
I'm trying
I
to get through Slip and Jimmy before I can reach that point. So,
yeah, you watch the world's only Slip and Jimmy viewer.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think I've seen a show probably be universally praised as much as it was like as Better Call Saul. Like the praise for that show is crazy. Like I everyone has like only amazing things to say about it.
yeah, it's such I think, all I can say is Saul is more of a complex character than, like, Walt
Mhm.
ever was, and that's just what made me drawn to it.
Hey, I hate to interrupt, but I was just informed the Fungies is officially off HBO Max. That's gone
Oh,
already.
Well,
already?
I guess I could say one more thing I watched.
Mm. Taken Seek is
So
gone too. Sorry, I just want to get people like updated on this. Taken Seek is gone too.
yeah,
oh
Close
god.
enough is still there. I can confirm that. But those two are definitely
I
gone.
know. It
Oh, Infinity
that
Train's gone. Sorry, I tried to keep interrupting. Infinity Train is officially off HBO Max too.
We're getting like the
Why?
live casualty reports. Jesus.
Yeah, I was on my Twitter
What?
timeline and somebody said they were watching the Funkies and it disappeared in the middle of them watching it. The Funkies is gone. Everything except Close Enough on that list appears to be gone.
Oh my god.
God.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
Rosa.
surprised.
Sorry, Rosa. Go on.
All right, so the last thing I'm gonna talk about is I saw today Dragon Ball Superhero today.
Oh wait, hold on. Lou wants to talk about this too. I'm gonna let her know she can come in.
All right, then I guess I'll hold on my word on that. I guess I will just say one more thing
Mhm.
in this place. Did I ever talk about that finished Nature Joe a while back?
Oh wait, hold on. Lou's here.
Oh, hi,
Hello?
Lou.
Hi.
Hi, super.
Hi.
Hi, Lou. Are you ready to talk about Dragon Ball?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about Dragon Ball. I
All right,
always am
let's
ready
talk
to talk
about it.
about Dragon Ball.
Now I gotta say, this movie was a treat, a snack, a meal, a feast for Dragon Ball fans. It's like, mwah.
Oh,
It gave,
I sat down, I put my bib on, I got my fork and knife, and I went, thank you, sir. And I placed the meal down. It was a 4-course meal. And I was like, some of this stuff is dumb as hell, but I love it.
yeah. Oh my god.
Tell me about Charles
Oh,
Martinet.
I watched the sub.
amazing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was
Sorry.
amazing. But
Uh,
also,
I
yeah,
don't want to say too. I don't know how much people in the chat actually care about Dragon Ball movie spoilers. I won't say too much in terms of like key stuff. This movie like premiered in Japan like months ago, so
Yeah.
a lot about a lot of the stuff that it's out there. But there's some really just fun. I don't know. It's very much a Piccolo movie. If Goku and Vegeta are in this movie, for I want to say like a combined total of maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe.
Sort
The
of got like
rest
the Donald and Daffy situation going on.
Yeah, everybody like the whole movie is basically just Piccolo, and I was like kind of surprised because Piccolo has kind of gotten shoved to the back of the group for like a long time now, and so he doesn't really get to have big moments,
Yeah.
anymore. Uh, even in the movie that came before this, the Broly movie, I think the Broly movie is like so good. It's the soundtrack alone, just like it's so fucking good. But Piccolo doesn't do shit in that movie. He stands around. Not many people do stuff in that movie, but this movie was definitely like Goku and Vegeta. We put them over here. They are as far away from the central conflict as possible. Everybody else has to do it now. So literally, you got Android 18's fighting, Krillin's fighting,
Oh, yeah.
Goten and Trunks finally were
real
allowed
quick,
to grow up.
I had to interrupt one more time. So I said they removed everything from HBO Max. They were going to. They forgot to remove a single episode of Uncle Grandpa.
He lives.
It's the one where he does kill himself. That's the last episode.
They removed everything except "Please Help Me," season 3, episode 16. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
No, you're Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Well,
That's funny.
I gotta say, the Android 18 looking amazing.
oh yeah, she got a haircut. It was great.
And Bulma, I
They
gotta
there was
say,
they did an ass shot with Bulma, and I gasped. I couldn't believe they did that.
I heard all the theater react like, "Whoa!"
I was so surprised. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Yeah, wow.
But I will say the biggest reveal of all time. Who cares about new forms or new enemies or whatever? Bisexual Beerus?
Yeah,
What?
I remember that. I just had to message you like when I saw that you were finished. Like, oh yeah, bisexual beers.
Bisexual Beerus? Confirmed?
Yeah, Beerus
Just like
is
how
bi-
Frieza was confirmed to be bisexual, not because it was proven he was attracted to men, but that it was proven he was also attracted to women. Just like
Yeah.
Beerus.
Insane.
Insane.
All because
Oh.
of Chile.
Yeah, I think that if you like are a Dragon Ball fan and you're like tired of seeing Goku and Vegeta on the front lines all the time, like you will just adore this movie. It's very stylized. It's a different animation style than what they've been doing. It's like a 3D animation. Sometimes it does look a little rough at certain angles. I don't think the Vegeta and Goku model were like particularly very good. But they're not in the movie much, so who cares?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
But everyone else looks like Piccolo looks great. Everybody
Yeah.
looks great. Everybody like you get to see everyone a little bit aged up a bit. So Pan is now like 3 years old. She's not a baby anymore. She's like a toddler, and she kicks ass. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
she's just like young Goku.
Yeah, she is basically like they wanted to bring baby Goku back, but they didn't want to pull another GT, so they they finally let Pan grow up. It's a fun time. I think I was really impressed by like a lot of the color choices in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Like
absolutely.
there's a lot of just like mixed media too as well. I mean, they use like 2D effects a lot of the times.
Oh, yeah.
And like there's just some really like pretty like striking scenes where like posing and the facial expressions on these models. I was like really impressed by that. I was like, I didn't know they could make them look that good.
And the body language too, it's just like very charming. You know, they like do like nice poses. Again, like you said, nice poses, nice reaction. Like even, God, it's just so marvelous to look at.
I think that the Broly movie is still, I think, overall a better movie technically because, like I said, you can't beat that soundtrack in that movie. It's so good. But I was hooting and hollering. I was gasping. I was clutching at my popcorn and soda. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
The licorice straw.
Yeah, with the licorice straw. I made sure to have my popcorn.
I can't wait for my buddy KO to come watch the movie with me, and we can watch it with my friends Tig and Seek.
No, I gotta say, Krillin looks. I feel like Krillin's body got smaller.
I think they just like to do that to him for fun.
It's
I want to
so
say I want to say one thing about this movie though that I thought was really funny. So the kind of central conflict revolves around a villain from Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, and a little bit in Dragon Ball Z. You got like Dr. Gero and stuff and Android Talks, but at the beginning of the movie, they basically do like a 2-minute recap of what happened in Dragon Ball during that arc. Because I Dragon Ball Z was like a lot more popular over here than Dragon Ball was, and like a lot of people just straight up just haven't watched the original Dragon Ball, which is fine. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in it that's really weird, but a lot of stuff really great too. And so it was just like they were sitting there like explaining to me what happens in Dragon Ball. I was like, I know what happened in Dragon Ball. You don't need to tell me again. I watched it. And they're like, oh, this happened, and then Goku beat the Red Ribbon Army General, and yada yada. Now such and such, because they had to set it up so that you would understand what the fuck was happening at the beginning of the movie. Because you don't see any all you see is new characters for the first like 15 minutes of the movie, and then they're like, okay, now we go to Piccolo and such. It's a good time though.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Both of
Sure.
you.
Sure.
Was Gohan serving Butch goodness?
God, no.
Really?
No, he wasn't.
No, but absolutely.
No, don't. No, he was not.
Well, just look at his hair.
Okay, if that hair?
Yeah.
You're talking about that hair?
Yeah.
I refuse. No,
You refuse?
I refuse.
How come?
Because he's femme.
You don't know
Silent.
anything.
Now I've made Rosa silent. Wow.
Yeah,
I
that
wasn't
doesn't
silent. I was like clicking my
Like-
tongue.
I finally done it.
Okay, you got it live here, folks.
I've finally done it. I've made Rosa speechless of all people. I've turned it around.
Yeah, where's
Yeah.
that bingo?
Yeah, where's the-
The
Make if you I like find it hard to recommend this movie to anyone who doesn't have like a lot of prior knowledge to Dragon Ball, because I feel like it's a lot of there's a lot of fan service.
It
It's like,
is just
it's kind of dumb a lot of times too. Like there's a new a character gets a new form, and when I saw it I laughed.
let me tell
so
you
stupid.
that the new forms, those are like literal in jokes.
I know. I was dying. I couldn't believe it. But it's
They
a
were
fun
like-
time.
They literally took the in jokes made during the Turn in Power and made them real.
So was that I don't want to say so the thing that he got at the end, was that what I thought it was, or is it a new thing?
It's a new thing, but okay, say again. Do you know the joke?
Yeah, of course I do.
That's yeah.
That's it. I mean, that was just it. It was so but yeah, good time. Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Fuck HBO Max.
Bye, Lou.
Yeah, I like everyone to know the one episode of Uncle Grandpa that actually got left up is "Please Help Me," which I feel like has to be a cry for help.
That's what I said.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't like process it, like what the title was like until just now. Christ. All right. Seep Xander, do you have anything you want to talk about? You watched or played this week?
I do.
Okay.
I do. It was technically last week, but I don't think that matters. I saw
No,
Nope,
it's fine. Yeah. Okay.
and it was really, really, really good. I haven't seen any of the other Jordan Peele movies, and I'm not gonna like spoil it because that's like these are movies you want to go into not knowing what to expect. But it was really good, and I don't know. I don't know what I can say without being spoilers, but Nope was really good. I really liked he's good at concepts, like just putting. Here's what's happening in this movie. Here's. I don't know how. I don't want to spoil it. Is the problem, which is why I didn't want to talk about
Right.
Nope too much. But I wanted to say I saw it and it was good, and you should see it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
What did you think?
I like how he. No, I liked it. I like how. I really like how Jordan Peele, like all the movies he made so far. I like that it wasn't just like he made one really successful movie and then he kind of like sort of did the same thing multiple times. Like they all seem to have something different going on with them, which I think is really, really neat. Yeah, they're very. It's very inventive. It's a very strange movie. I think that might be something to know going into it. It's
It
one of
is
those movies that you might not like get everything on like your first watch. It's
No,
kind of a
it's a
sinker.
yeah, it really is. Because I walked out of the theater like that wasn't that good. That wasn't. Everyone said this was the coolest thing ever. It wasn't that good. And then I like thought about it, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Uh huh.
And I've been
Yeah,
playing
it's
Back for
pretty
Blood.
thematically great.
I've been playing Back for Blood, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a hard to recommend, but I like to talk about it because everyone threw it under the bus for being basically ukulele, but with Left 4 Dead. But
The
I think people
pages
should
and cages. Also, the phrase. Sorry.
and I also wanted to bring up Back for Blood because it's technically Warner Brothers, and I want to see a Back for Blood character in multiverses because that would be really funny. Not like now, but I want like year 3 when the roster is like bloated, them to be like, here's Hoffman from Back for Blood. Whatever. Like once we go like full free to play, like you know when you like log into League of Legends now and there's like 10 trillion characters. I want that.
Uh-huh.
And I want I I yeah, it's a fun little multiplayer shooter, and I play a lot of those. I play too many of those. Everyone's like, "Oh, more multiplayer shooters," but if they're good, I like them. That's my thing. Um,
Hmm.
I watched something. CPU go. I want to think about what I've watched. If you have something,
See,
Seep?
see, do you have anything?
Oh, hello.
I
What?
yeah. I tossed you the ball.
No, I don't really have anything.
All right.
I've been
Oh, is that
Demon
it?
Turf.
Demon-
That's what
okay.
I've been playing. That's the real thing I've been playing, and it's pretty cool. I like 3D platformers, and I think you should check out Demon Turf, which everyone already has, but that was what I've been playing.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. We've been going kind of long, but we like to do one or two questions here at the end. So, we've had a lot to say. So, I mean, you know, if you have any questions left here these last minute or few minutes, get them out, and we'll answer a few questions here.
Yes, I am the first.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I cannot fucking believe they removed those shows in the middle of us talking about them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like
That's
actually
funny. It's like, oh,
When do you start playing Roblox? Right now. Let me open up Raise a Baby Minion.
Give
Yeah.
us like 50 years to like play Roblox again.
50 years. Yeah, Brian, you've kind of reached your quota, right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't have to play Roblox ever
no one can
again.
ask you to stream it again.
Do you think
Yeah.
AMC is gonna fail with Better Call Saul or with Slippy and Jimmy Carey? Okay, let me give you two answers. Let me give you the joke answer. Oh yeah, of course, Slippy Jimmy's gonna carry the whole thing on. But Slippy Joy. I know, get that out of the way. No.
Literally, everyone was joking that like people were unsubscribing from AMC Plus after Better Call Saul finished.
Yeah, AMC's fucked. They got nothing left.
Uh-huh.
There's not even a joke to be made here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you witnessed any media that is now lost? Yes, Infinity Train Book 4. That's a joke. That's on Kiss Cartoon. I probably have.
Yeah.
That's probably like a cartoon episode. There's definitely a lot of YouTube videos, like a lot of probably YouTube poops from back in the
Yeah.
day. I definitely
This isn't like proper lost media, but there is like I've been trying to find the specific like YouTube channel. Does anyone remember? This is really specific. There was a guy who made Lego Mario Kart like stop motion videos, and they had Kool-Aid Man in them.
I remember this. Oh my god!
Yes, that guy's whole channel is just gone, and I'm really sad because he had a lot of weird stuff on there.
Oh no!
I don't even think the original Lego Mario Kart with the Kool-Aid Man is gone. I think that's gone. I think there's only like people who copied that because this was at that time in YouTube where if one guy was successful putting like Kool-Aid Man and Mario Kart, everyone was doing it.
This is gonna drive me insane. Oh my god.
He had a video on there that was like just a jump scare, like a generic jump scare, but it was like the first one I ever saw, and it freaked the hell out of me because it was like real live ghost footage. And being like 7, I was like, holy shit. and I wish that there was some kind of archive. That's my like YouTube white whale. That was the first YouTube channel I ever subscribed to on my YouTube account.
Was it We Are Here? Was that the
I
channel?
remember.
I think so, but like I think yeah, I think it was We Are Here. Is it? Yes, this is a re-upload though.
Yeah,
but this is it. This is
I definitely remember this.
It uses the Dane Cook Kool-Aid Man for some reason.
God.
I must have watched this, I think. But I barely.
Yeah, this is absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely watched some of these.
Yeah.
This is bringing me back.
I'm glad I could bring everyone back to when YouTube was a place to put in name of thing I like followed by Lego.
Yeah. All right. As we wrap up here.
Oh wait, what did it say? Some lost.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can go.
Now, not like lost media anymore, but this was stuff that was like lost media for a while. There was that one deleted in a SpongeBob from like when he had to do the essay and stuff.
Oh, he's like rubbing Sandy's back and she looks dead.
Yeah, I like remember seeing it for the first time, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, "Wait, wasn't that like a scene?" I thought that was a scene, and I thought maybe I dreamed it up, but no, years later, oh no, it was an actual deleted scene.
Yeah.
And for another one, the Azumanga fighting game was like a piece of lost media for a long time. Like me and Zumo tried to get that game working some sort of way, but it never did. And he at least tried to get all the music, but he couldn't. And the only two, and for a longest time, I only had like 2 songs from like that game that only survived. And then that channel that had it went down. But now that game is like now available again. I think you could find it on Reddit, or at least like the instruction on like how to play with like joystick key and everything. So same with the soundtrack.
Osaka is out there if you believe hard enough.
I think she's high tier.
Okay. Sorry.
Wait, can I say just one more piece of lost media?
Yeah, sure.
Just because I don't know how to describe this, but there is I have seen a ton of lost media just because Canadian TV no one gives a shit about, and there is so much stuff that I have seen on these channels that is just gone. I'm not gonna go into detail trying to describe everything, but you just reminded me that I have seen so much stuff that is probably just like completely gone because who cares about like NBC for kids in British Columbia? No one cares. No one was backing that up. But yeah, I just wanted to say.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. So before we wrap up, real
Yeah.
quick, I have two I guess announcements to make. This Saturday, they're giving 2 streams in a row this weekend. This Saturday, me and Seep will be attempting God Game with Socks and Tyler again. It is a wacky card game. Hopefully, we're gonna be doing a test tomorrow to make sure everything works. We'll give you an update on that tomorrow too. And on Sunday, the artist of the Ready to Start Cast charity donation stream we did a while back will be coming together to draw the Mona Lisa on Sunday. So look forward to that. All right. Is there anything anyone wants to say before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 Yeah.